turning the microphone. Okay. So here we are again. Time for the gold saucer chapter, right? Oh boy. Alright, got my notes. Yep. Good there. Not good over here because the water's over here. Yeah. Other than that, we're good. Okay. Probably a little bit more chill today. I think yesterday I was a little bit more animated. Not because I took a B12. Got to be careful with B12. You don't want to take too much. I mean, I only take it usually like once, twice a week, but still don't want to take it too much, just in case, you know, it doesn't, when you take it in high doses in a pill form like that, it almost behaves like a drug, really. It gives your brain more than what you normally need, and since it's water soluble, it's pretty easy to get rid of it, but still, you don't want to take too much because you get your levels too high, it can have some side effects, and it can have some, I don't think B12 has any addictive symptoms attached to it, but it basically behaves like a drug, so it can have some side effects as a result. I know I had that happen with vitamin D and vitamin A in the past, so that was no fun, although those are fat soluble, so that's a little different. But I took vitamin D yesterday because it's winter and dreary and gross here, so we almost don't see the sun for 3 months, usually. But yeah, I might be a little more chill today because I did not take a D3 today. I took a zinc tablet, and I ate the last of the prunes that I had because that way I can balance my zinc and copper levels because, I don't know, my sinuses have been feeling kind of sniffly past few days. It's probably nothing too substantial. I vaccinated myself against multiple things earlier end of last year, really. But still, and actually that's one of the reasons why I was late is because I was draining a little bit in the sinus. Like it opened up and it like drained, and that's gross, but drained stuff out of it, and it let me breathe on the one side a lot more freely than I have the past couple of days. So it could just be some small sickness. It's not really affecting my headspace at all, I don't think. I mean, I already act like an idiot anyway, so any little neural links that don't connect because I'm sick, it's like, okay, well, you know, that's just normal. That's par for the course. We can chalk that directly up to what I'm normally up to, so my usual shenanigans even. So let's see what kind of usual shenanigans Saz and Vanille are getting into in Nautilus. The Pampa Sancta Parade is a spectacle of light and sound that commemorates the war between Cocoon and Pulse. An embodiment of evil, the Pulse L'Cie appears with plans for the total destruction of Cocoon on Ifrit. Hard pressed by Sanctum L'Cie, the lower world servant takes the form of an infernal beast, a shape meant to resemble the monstrous Ragnarok. The final battle ensues and the Pulse L'Cie is defeated. It could almost be a foreshadowing of how events may truly unfold. While other onlookers are transported by a dream of the past that they participated in, not at all, because it's been 400 friggin' years, Vanille is yanked into the present by a nightmarish vision of the future. The two L'Cie hurry away in the direction of Nautilus Park. And I get the feeling this is not going to be like the Gold Saucer in Final Fantasy VII. We are most likely going to have a very, very bad time when this all comes to a head, and both of these characters have to finally admit the baggage that they have that relates directly to each other. So let's play that out, shall we? How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition. I think this goes back down to the lower floor. I admit I don't think I've ever gone in this thing, so... Put them in the pod! Oh, okay. Bye! Just whiplash me straight down, I was gonna say, but it's in water, so I guess it's not as whiplashy. So there's got to be like some kind of suction or something that happens there, right, in order to bring us down. These people have gigantic suck cannons going on. Well, I guess you could come back down here if you want to, but I don't think we really need to, so I guess we'll just head for the park instead. Or rather, Festival Road first and then the park. Incidentally, by the way, speaking of draining, if I end up draining during the stream, I will mute the microphone because that's gross and nobody needs to hear that, so just so that if anybody gets freaked out by that stuff, I don't worry, I got you. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. So, the Fiend Lord's Keep. Why would you want to go there? Are you here to kill chaos? I got recommended a spoiler-free review of Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin the other day. I actually watched the whole thing, and I looked at the classes, and I was kind of like, oh, these look kind of interesting. I don't know if I'd ever play it for the stream. I might play it myself, but I would need, like... I'd need a PS5 to play it, because my PC's not strong enough for a game like that. So... Probably gonna end up getting a PS5 eventually anyway, because then I can play the PS4 games on it reverse compatibly. So...
Oh, I thought I smelled something. That's Chocobo, isn't it?
Chocobo and sheep, yeah, most likely. Incidentally, these sheep are incredibly adorable. I love the sound they make. I love how perfectly round they are. I love everything about their design. Well, don't you?
The city of dreams.
Thank you. Anyway, into the park we go.
Somebody's excited.
You gonna watch the Chocobo races, or?
You could make some new friends.
Oh, that's possible too.
Crazy about chocobos. You really wanted to come here.
Let's look around.
Indeed.
We can tell him all about it, and then we can bring him here afterwards. You know, after we break him out of, effectively, jail. It is interesting, though, how the two of these characters have sort of come to their own resolve in terms of what they can do. Because, like... they're... Okay, I don't even know if I can get past you guys.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to make sure there's no treasure to get. Yeah, but it's kind of interesting that the two of these characters have kind of come to their own conclusions. Like, mostly at the moment, it's like, okay, well, let's run away. But they're not just running away at the moment. You gonna take that big guy? No? Okay, I guess I'll take it. Thanks. Because they're not just running away, right? Like, they've already said, okay, well, maybe it would be a good idea for us to go and bust Saz out of prison, basically. And that sounds, or not Saz, Dodge out of prison, and that's absolutely ridiculous. But then again, Lightning, Hope, Snow, and Fang are doing something just as ridiculous in Palampolum, so it's not particularly outlandish, I think. So... You'd think you'd be used to that by now, considering the Chocobo lives in your afro. You'd be smelling it all day.
The smell reminded me of home. The wilderness of peace.
I'm sure you're incredibly nostalgic about that. It does remind me of something, though. So, we saw at the beginning of the game, and I'm going to highlight this, even though at this point I'm not sure anyone's expected necessarily to remember this. The Chocobo has taken wing. Find where the fugitive fledgling is hiding. It could not have gone far yet. But as you may recall, when we all got branded, ready, set, go. Vanille, her brand, is still darkened, whereas Fang's brand is crystal looking. Why the difference? If they both woke up at the same time and they both completed their focus, what's the distinction between the two of them? What happened?
Did we always sell these toys?
I don't know that you guys necessarily sold Chocobos, but we picked that one up at Uriday Gorge, actually. I don't really know what the point of this little minigame is. You pretty much see where he's going, so then you just got to check the general area after that. I thought you were going to make new friends, not just go sightseeing. Is he going back to the stall? Is he going behind the stall? I guess he made new friends with the sheep, to be fair. Alright, now the fourth and final location. Sorry. Excuse me, pardon me. Okay, well, the NPCs are talking about him. It means he's got to be right here somewhere. Or is he up there somewhere?
Yeah, look at that.
Yes, I'm attempting to. The camera angle is not really working very well in my particular case. Camera's kind of jumping all over the place. There we go. You threw me for a loop there, little buddy. But I guess at least you were trying to make some new friends this time. Oh, look, and now they're all going after him. That's funny. But also, the Chocobos will leave behind a treasure for you if you find him in all 4 places without getting bored and leaving. So, that's nice, I guess, of them to do. And they've got a very pop song for the Chocobo theme here on Cocoon. Oh, a star pendant. Okay, well, that's some extra money, so I suppose that's nice. But you don't have to do that, I don't think. I think you can just go past the sheep and be fine. So, sorry, I just like watching them when they baa. They're so cute. It's so ridiculous. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think haven't gotten any CP since we started the chapter, so most likely we're not gonna need to do anything with that. I think we're still good in these departments. And since we don't have bar fire, oh, I do see something that I'm not good in. I'm in double Ravager for whatever reason, so let's not do that today. Let's just start in Comrav and go from there. Alright, do a little selling. I don't think we need anything else, so I guess we'll just go from there. I got an extra tungsten bangle from somewhere, so let's just get rid of that. We shouldn't need anything beyond the silver bangles in terms of bangles. I thought about equipping Hope with one for the rest of the game, like how I do with Prompto in Final Fantasy 15, but I said, I don't think I'm going to need to do that. The defense that he'll get out of the other accessories that I'm planning on giving to him should be enough. So, and then these are... Oh, this is auto protect. Okay, that's much better than the other one. This just gives you protect for the first 60 seconds of a fight. That's pretty damn good, especially in this particular situation, because we can't cast protect, so I might consider using that, honestly. I'm definitely not using this, so we can get rid of that, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll use that. I don't think I'm going to use the Uraninite, but is it Uraninite or Uraninite? Somebody can correct me on that one. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever said out loud, so I don't think there is a correct pronunciation, but, you know. Either way, yeah, we'll hold on to the shield talisman. It might come in handy. But, either way, let's just save and then continue. Sorry, I can hear my, yeah, I can hear inside of my own sinuses. I can feel my sinuses starting to drain a little bit again, so I'm going to have to probably mute the mic in a minute and take care of that, but we'll see how bad it gets. You'll grow up into that one day.
Part of the gang already.
Making friends fast.
Always good to be among friends.
I love the Chocobo sound effect in
Both times
13.
are double, and your worries feel far away.
It's just so iconic.
And nothing ever seems as scary when you have someone to share it with.
Which is why we need to get you a girl/boyfriend, young lady.
Yeah.
You're still number one, of course.
I mean, naturally.
Of course.
He's sticking with me till we find Dash, so...
Thanks, Vanille.
I know it's just cartoon sound effects that they're using for the Chocobos, but it's just so, like... I always associate it with this game.
He's being held by the military.
Psychom, you mean?
Yeah, since he's a Cocoon Lassie. They're running tests. They're trying to figure out his focus. I'm turning myself in.
Oh.
I know they execute Lassie, but hey, they're not total monsters. They'll listen to a final request. They'll have to.
So you can see him one last time before.
I want to talk to Dodge one last time.
Yeah.
I want to tell him about these chocobos. I want to tell him about everything I've seen.
But wait! Sass!
Listen, I don't want you to worry. You're not part of this. You'll have plenty of time to split before I surrender.
That's not what I meant!
I'm sorry, Vanille. I'm tired of all this running.
I am 40 years old, young lady.
You can't. What about Dodge?
Huh?
It's a lessee because of someone from Pulse. You can't give up without getting revenge.
That's kind of a petty way of
I know who it is.
doing things.
I know who's responsible for the accident. The accident at Uriday.
Then tell me!
The lessee who ruined your life was...
And the plot cuts in to stop them. Right now. Okay, well, now we know why the chocobos were randomly running. Because they found us.
Soldiers? Where'd they come from? Get out of here, Vanille!
Covering fire! Why was she running so... Like, that was the Yuna run from Final Fantasy X-2. I'd recognize it anywhere because it's so absolutely, like, exaggerated. But anyway, we're on our way to the Fiend Lord's Keep after all, I suppose. I'm not going to get the Earth Crystal while I'm at it, but there are plenty of soldiers to take care of on the way. So then, it sounds like we can't surrender because I haven't seen Dodge yet.
We have to get out of here.
So let's go beat the shit out of them instead. Because that's the perfect thing to teach the army is... Oh yeah, well, you know, it's... Why am I in double Ravager again? I thought I switched this. But yeah, the... whatchamacallit should help Vanille quite a bit. The Black Belt with her ability to stay alive, so... I'll just keep blitzing into the middle of the pack until there's not enough of them left to keep going with it. I probably should go like ComMed though, because I'll probably need that at a certain point. But that's okay. It is a good idea, by the way, to start thinking about using Vigilance and one of Saz's N skills, because the enemies around here are all weak to the N skills in some capacity. These guys not so much, because these are just soldiers, but all the other enemies have a weakness to either ice or fire, depending on what you're fighting. So... I guess it probably would have gone a little faster had I used like Thundara or something there, but that's okay. I'm not really concerned about my target times. I've said this before and I'll say it again, it doesn't matter. Like, getting a lower rank just means I have more Fortisol and Aegisol and stuff to work with, so... Which I might, excuse me, actually need at a certain point, considering. But that's okay. Alright, 3 soldiers and an Orion. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is... I need to get out of this double Ravager stuff. But we'll do that right now. So let's just get rid of these guys real quick. Get the power chain going. I think that's what he's doing when he does the little behind the back thing. We'll switch into Sin Med. Yeah, power chain, that's what it is. We'll switch into Sin Med real quick, just because that way I can get Enfrost on Saz's weapon. The Orions are weak to ice and water, so having him Enfrost his weapons will actually help quite a bit with dealing the extra damage to these guys, so... You could also get, like, Faith on Vanille if you want. That would probably be useful. Alright. Undermine him, and, well, I don't have anything he's weak to, I don't think, so... I might as well just use Flame Strike, honestly. While Vanille gets stuff up. When you're on Ravager, that doesn't take into account your Enfrost, if I recall correctly, so... Alright, she got all the debuffs on him, good. All the important ones, anyway. Yeah, I think we should be okay for a little while. We'll just swap it up in a second. Okay, won't need to. Got him in that round, but we were doing over 1,000 damage without even staggering him because of the Enfrost, so again, it's a good idea to get that on Saz's weapons in certain situations. So. I might even do like a Sin Sab paradigm, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I think that'll come in more handy than this. I think this should be ComMed. And then let's switch this over to Sin Sab, just so that we have it, and I can kind of... Maybe I can even start the battle with Tide Turner on, because if we start the battle with that on, it should make things... Like, I can get the Infrost up really quickly, and then we can just go from there. She can get the debuffs up, and yeah, then we should be okay. And that'll stabilize the gauge a little bit too, I think. And then I can keep inflicting damage when I need to actually heal, so... And I mean, you could just equip the Doctor's Coat, I suppose. Oops. But, it's fine. So like I said, no treasure here that I'm particularly enthusiastic about, but I might pick up a couple of things. We'll see. I think there's like a few treasure chests to pick up here. Not sure exactly how many, but I don't have in fire yet, do I? Okay, well, just do this as usual. And then off we'll go. Oh, good Thundara. Might have to go ComMed for this one. Yeah, let me go ComMed real quick, so I can get that out of my system. Okay, so they're actually weak to fire and arrow, so I should an arrow myself, really. That would probably be better. Let's just switch this up. Because I think we have an arrow at the moment, so... It's actually kind of rare when you get 2 stars like that to get a, whatchamacallit, to get an actual item from the enemy. Alright, what do you got going on here, little guy? Just you? Alright, that's fine. We don't have an arrow. I'll just get haste on myself. Because with haste, I should be able to get my attacks a little quicker. And that'll let us get rid of him a little quicker. Alright, what were you guarding by yourself? Wow, Spica Defenders, okay. Actually, are those the augment maintenance weapons for Saz? Let me see. Might have been. Yeah, actually, these are the ones I was talking about with the Deneb Duelers earlier. I think the Deneb Duelers are actually just his higher magic weapon, if I remember correctly. I don't remember if they had an effect on him. I could look it up, but it doesn't matter that much because I'm not going to use them, so... But yeah, the Spica Defenders actually give him... It's kind of like the Vidofnir for Hope, where it extends the duration of certain buffs, but again, in Saz's case, it only enhances his offensive buffs, which are basically all he's going to get for the first 8 stages of his Crystarium for Synergist, but at the same time, I would rather have a weapon... If I'm going to have something that extends the duration of buffs, I'd rather the weapon extend the duration of all buffs rather than just one type of buffs, because eventually your Synergist will learn the opposite end of those buffs, and then those will fall off before the other ones, and you're like, alright, what the hell's happening here? And that's what's happening, is you're losing the buffs, so... Alright, I'll just Enfrost myself. I probably should put up Vigilance as well, actually, though. So I'll put that up, and then off we'll go. Get Blitz going. It's too bad I don't have 4 bars yet, or I could do this multiple times, but that's okay. Okay, hang on, Vanille. I think we got most of them here, so let's just do this. And then go back to Slash and Burn. That should be good enough for the rest of the fight. You guys had to leave him on a sliver of HP, didn't you? That's okay. But yeah, the ranking doesn't affect, like, the reward. It affects the rewards you get, but it doesn't affect the CP that you get out of the fight. You'll still get the same amount of CP whether you get 0 stars or 5 stars, as long as you've beaten the enemy. So I don't think it particularly matters if we get 5 stars here. So it's just like, yeah, whatever, you know. I'm not going to get up in arms about it if I get something lower. Alright, 3 of these guys and an Orion. Let's get Enfrost up. get Vigilance up. And then I think we'll get that on Vanille as well. Alright, switch it up. Get Blitz going on the little guys. And then I can go back in just a second to... Oh, nice. At least I hit the other guy pretty good. Alright, that's not combat. That's combat. There we go. Alright, get rid of these guys first. Get out of my way, Orion. I'm trying to get rid of your backup. Yeah, I was gonna say, go and do that Cura there, Vanille, before we get to into some trouble here. I'll let her do it again, actually. I can throw a potion as well. Alright, that's good enough. I'll throw a potion if we need it. I'll throw a potion right now, since it looks like we need it. There we go. That should be okay for now. I'll switch over to combat in a second, though. Just to give her a chance to move up in the world. But yeah, the 4th ATB bar will be really nice for Saz once we get it, because then he can do 2 buffs at once, and that's a pretty significant boon, because most buffs are just, like, you only get to do... They're all going to be, like, 2 bars, basically, 2 ATB bars to do. So... You get that 4th bar, and then you can do 2. And granted, it takes a little while to build back up after that, but still. It's helpful. We'll make things a little easier for us to micromanage everything. And then, of course, you stack on top of that the fact that Vanille has Deprotect, which increases your damage by 89%. And then you also have the fact that Saz has Bravery, which increases your damage by, like, an additional 33%. You get Imperil on the guy, and, well, it goes pretty well at that point. You get some pretty good scores out of your lack, even if you have a lack of damage at that point, you get some pretty powerful effects, so. Oh, we're actually almost at the Fiend Lord's Keep already. There's a couple of little sections for us to go in, like this particular section, guarded by this Orion, but that's okay. Did I get a preemptive? Was he still sleeping enough? He was still sleeping enough, the jackass. Alright, just get Vigilance up real quick and then we'll switch. Alright, go, go, go! Before that stagger bar goes down. Now granted, because we have the Procyons equipped, that should actually help us out a little bit here. Because the Procyons actually give us 5 extra seconds of stagger, even though we weren't the ones that shot him and staggered him, so. As far as I'm aware, that's how they work anyway. They might work differently than that, but that's always the impression I've gotten, is that they... Ooh, that was a rare drop. Is that they work like that, where you just get... Okay, whatever you got, add 5 seconds to it. Yeah. I think... Is that Guardian Amulet the critical protect one? Because that's a little bit of a weird thing for them to give you, isn't it? Considering you have one that gives you auto protect? Yeah. Okay, whatever. I don't get it, but sure, why not? Excuse me. Save point here, but we'll go this way first. Get rid of these little guys, and then we'll go from there. Do I need... No, I don't need to do that. I'm trying to think if I need to go Synergist for this. I think I'll just go Slash and Burn, honestly. Let Vanille use Aurora or something. Into the group while I Blitz. Before they get too far away from each other. One of them is loading up Fyra. It's a good thing I got that Ember Ring. I actually don't know if Blitz is the best for these guys, though, because it might not hit as many of them because they're tiny targets, but oh well. Well, it's hitting pretty good there, so... Guess it doesn't matter too much. Well, we got a 5-star out of that, and 640 Christogen points. That's pretty nice. So I guess you could respawn those guys if you want to do some nice and quick CP grinding, like if you need to get up to speed somewhere. I don't care, we'll be up to speed no matter what, it's fine. There's a Healer's Staff for Vanille. It increases the ability of her Cure Staff, or not Cure Staff, Cure abilities. it gives her, well, literally the improved cure ability. So, like, I can go hover over it. I think it should show. Yeah, it shows there, although I probably would have an easier time showing you what it does if I go to her equipment menu and I try to unequip the Belladonna wand. Gives her improved cure, which slightly enhances the restorative effects of cure spells. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly, not just because of the fact that it has a lot lower equipment, like strength and magic as everything else. I just don't really like it because if I remember right, it's kind of hard to upgrade. It takes like a rare material to upgrade all the way, but on top of that, if you need to improve your cure spells, just have more medics in your party, basically. Like, you really don't need more than one for the first 9 or maybe even 10 chapters of the game. If you get to chapter 11 and you need more medics, just have Vanille and Hope in the same party, you know? Or Lightning and Vanille, or Lightning and Hope. But there will be a way that we can kind of circumvent the need for a medic later on in the game that I'll talk about. But for now, we don't really need to worry about that, so... I'm not going to equip the shield talisman, though, which probably means I should sell it, but I'm not going to equip it because it doesn't really work particularly well getting auto abilities or auto synergy buffs for boss fights, because in boss fights, those only last 60 seconds, and sometimes boss fights can last upwards of 5 minutes, so you end up kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because then you only have that for the first 60 seconds, and then once you're out of it, well, that accessory is effectively useless for the rest of the fight, so you kind of don't want to... I personally don't see a huge loss in unequipping those for boss fights and just using something that gives you a flat boost for the remainder of the fight, you know? So... Alright, let's just get rid of these since, as I said, I'm probably not going to equip them, so let's just drop them for now. Keep that there. These should be all good. And I could probably max out that doctor's code now. Maybe I'll do that just because. It's still going to have a use, so I won't dismantle it yet, but I could just max it out, I guess, if I wanted to. I'm not going to do anything else with the weapons, though, because we don't have Snows or Fangs yet, and you really don't need to do anything with these. I didn't, at the time when I was upgrading these, I didn't have notes together for them, so I kind of just upgraded them just because, but there's a way a little later in the game in Chapter 11 where you can kind of just max them out from level 1 with basically no effort, so I'll just do it then instead of trying to do it now. Okay, that's a little too much. Same there. Way too much there. And these give 720 at base, so I guess not. Those aren't going to get me anywhere near it. I only have 4 of these, right? You know, maybe I won't max it out. You don't need to max out a doctor's code. It doesn't have an additional effect for doing that. It's just if you were planning on dismantling it, that's when you'd want to do that, basically. And other than that, well, let's just use up our Crystarium points. I'll make sure we're in the correct paradigm to start a fight out, and then we'll be good to go, I think. I think I was working on your Ravager, or was I working on... No, I think I worked on this just to get haste, and then I started working on this, right? Yeah, to get the roll level. Well, what else have we got up here? Scourge and Jeopardize. I won't be able to get those because they're 1,000. So that's probably not going to happen. These are 970. What about your Ravager? Did I get everything here? Okay, I didn't get this section, so let's work on this section while these are still low on the point requirements. Get Aurora going, and then we should be able to get one more, yeah. Alright. Grab that. Now for Vanille. Let's have a look. Yeah, we already went up to the 1000s on this one, so check everything else and see what we've got. Alright, these are 400, so that's, I mean, it's just passive stat bonuses, but might be worth it. These are also 400 and just stats as well. So I guess it's just pick your poison, I suppose. I'll do Ravager. I'm already here, might as well. Looked like it was about the same stat bonuses as well, so... Alright, and we can't get this one, right? Yeah, because 700. Alright, that's cool. And now it's just the Paradigm. I think we'll start Sin Sab, and then maybe we'll go Rav Sab or Com Med, depending on what we need. There's a boss coming up, if I remember correctly, so that's why I'm kind of trying to be careful with it, you know. Surprised. I expected this to be a little bit of a longer trek, but I suppose they don't want people getting bored by how long the lines are in a place like this, so they wouldn't make it too long. I just remember this chapter being a little bit longer than this, but... oh well. Probably also should have used the Fortisol and an Aegisol, but...
I'm going down that easy.
not before I see my son! Alright, so we'll get haste up on everybody. We'll get vigilance up. Do I have lever scopes left? I have one left. Alright, here you go, big guy. So we'll get haste going first. Nerve gas. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. Oh, good. I'm poisoned now. We'll fix that in a second. Let's get vigilance going. Get vigilance on Vanille as well. And then I think I'll get in Thunder on myself. And Faith on Vanille. And then we'll switch to ComMed, so she can Asuna me, and we'll go from there. I forget if she has Asuna at the moment, honestly. But she got Imperil and D-Shell on this guy, so that's not bad. Just let this go for a second. Alright, and then off we go. I should probably let her get D-Protect on him too, but he might be immune to that. Oh no, he's only immune to... so those ones with the X and the sword, and then the X and the staff, that's Pain and Fog. Oh, he's resistant to End Thunder. I guess I should have seen that coming. Alright, let's end something else on me. And Frost will work. And then go to this, I guess, while I do Blitz.
I appreciate it.
Get some damage going. I guess the poison's falling off, so that's not terrible. There we go. Alright, Vanille, you and me, let's get some damage going here. But yeah, Saz's Blitz works really, really well when you've got haste going and you've got the enemies staggered, so... especially when you can ATB refresh like this. Like, you can get pretty massive damage even though it's just these two. So, that's what we're doing. Should be able to get him down to half the bar by the time he's done staggering. Might even go further. Oh, and he's poisoned too. That's not bad. Good job, Vanille. We'll go back and refresh our buffs as well. Get that one last one off before. Okay. Release arms restraints. I don't know that I like that. Priming main cannon sounds terrible. I don't have much of anything to work on that with, but let's reestablish haste. Just while we're here. Get this going. Just do this, and keep the bar going. Do one more, and then we'll go like this. Okay, Flame Strike's down here now. Main Cannon primed. Oh good, we had, so you see how he was about to do Main Cannon there? So he did it there, but what Main Cannon would have done is he would have shot at us and would have done a whole ton of damage as well. But because we had Vigilance on, that actually allowed us to stagger him even though he was not in, stagger. It doesn't allow him to stagger, it allows us to flinch him, which prevents him from using his attack. It's one of the reasons why Vigilance is such a good buff. It allows you to stagger enemies out of their, stun enemies out of their attacks without needing to use something like Daze, which is a Saboteur debuff that you can use later that provides a one-time stun. Or just getting him staggered. Sometimes you won't have the ability to do that because you just won't have enough bar built up for them. So sometimes it's nice to just have Vigilance so you can break them out of it. So. After beating this guy, we get access to the Motherlode shop, which I believe sells catalysts for upgrading, if I remember correctly. They're all pretty expensive though, so I don't know that we'll get them anytime soon. I probably will use them later though. What's up, Chickabo? Oh!
Daddy, I found you.
Michael Jackson!
Huh?
Hey, kid, what's up? How did you escape from the
you.
military?
Dodge, why are you here?
Because you promised.
But how did you get here?
Why is the music all weird? Oh. Well, that's not good.
Wait! Come back!
Where did the Chickabo get frozen too? I'm gonna guess that he completed his focus, but what could it have been?
Not you. Not you, Dodge.
The capture of undesirables. It seems that was your son's focus.
How do you figure?
Dodge fulfilled it admirably and served Cocoon in the process.
He didn't. He's 6.
Be proud of him. Mr. Catsroy,
Like, what's the definition of capture here? How does a 6-year-old capture anyone?
he could sense power of Pulse origin. That let us monitor you.
Like, this is a big sticking point for me, by the way, and I'll talk about it when we actually get a chance to, but we don't really have a chance at the moment.
Invaluable.
I
And speaking
don't know
of
how he
which,
could have done that, considering... She mentioned, yeah, so he can actually see people from Pulse,
we enhanced the surveillance footage from the energy plant.
which implies that he could have
Those are the pulseless sea behind what happened.
seen the others. I'll talk about this after. This is an
The
important scene.
picture's a little grainy, but I'm sure you recognize that one.
Hopeless. I can't
You've
remember
spent so
any.
much time together.
Fang, let's go. What's our focus even matter?
What's it matter? You want to be a monster?
I just...
Keep your chin up. We know the part that matters. Right? We are enemies of Cocoon. Know what I say? Play the part and raise some hell. Might jumpstart our memories.
How is the little bug that they've got,
Let's
the
smash
security cameras or whatever, capturing all these dynamic camera angles? Also, how are you going to smash Kujata? That's the fal'Cie that's here, Kujata.
Daddy!
And apparently, in the process of them saying, oh, we're going to smash the fal'Cie, Kujata said, oh, well, I need this 6-year-old to protect me. Doesn't really seem like a great plan. But the whole situation with Dodge's focus is royally fucked in terms of the way that they explain it. And I'll talk about it, but again, this is very important, so I have to shut up for a bit. You probably should have let him know sooner.
At Uriday Gorge is the reason Dodge was made a Lassie.
I don't
Ironic, isn't it? The very girl you're protecting
necessarily know that
is
that's
the
true.
one who stole your son.
Or that either. I feel like you're spinning a story.
Hold.
But she also feels deeply guilty about it, otherwise she wouldn't have run away.
Shall we finish the job? Or would you prefer to?
What kind of a monster do you think he is?
Colonel Labat, what now?
Follow them and observe. How often do Lassie kill their own?
Pretty often, from my understanding. Then again, we don't know enough about Pulse Lassie to know that, so. She seems pretty manipulative. Might make for a good minor villain for a while, actually. Especially now that Yag Rosh has come down with a case of getting tear gassed and bulleted to the face. He's probably not going to be the villain ever again. Alright, Fanil, don't do this. You're running away from your problems. You're only going to make yourself look more guilty.
Why
Let's just hope the Lich doesn't show up in the middle of this.
What was waiting?
You know,
Wasn't
other than the
something I
prop.
could change.
You are cold-blooded. Lying, so people would trust you. Using them as shields.
I don't think she was using them as shields necessarily.
How many you gotta drag down with you?
Like, she's 16. She doesn't know any better.
A coward and a killer. The people you use don't get to live. Why should you?
Well, damn, Saz's ghost. Why you gotta be like that to her? It's because she's basically having a panic attack about it. That's why, but, you know.
Tired of living with guilt? Then die with it.
Saz, it wasn't that much of a run. Are you okay?
Vanille.
Like, good lord, man.
My name is Herbe d'Avenir. I'm a lassie from Grand Pulse.
Yeah, we
And
kind of
to
got that
everyone
already.
on Cocoon, evil. Shoot me for your son.
Don't you even! You think you die, and that's that? Hmm? You think you die and everything will be sugar and rainbows?
Like, everybody memes on that line, but I still think it's,
What can I do?
like, the only thing he could have said.
What do you want from me? If I can't live or die, what do you want me to do?
Don't ask me. You figure it out.
I don't know.
Well, then you gotta live with it until you figure it out. That's the important thing here. You can't just die and think that that's gonna resolve this.
Neither do I.
We all don't got any idea what to do here, Vanille.
There's nothing to do. Shooting you won't help. Neither will living.
Don't know about that part, Saz. And I feel like someone's a little upset with you for saying that. I do have a question, though, and this might seem like a silly thing to ask, but shouldn't they both be having their Eidolons activate here? Because they're both hopeless, they both want to die rather than complete their focus. So shouldn't there be like a double boss fight here?
It's not over.
Like, she wants to protect him, but... Lest you forget, young lady, we're a team at this point. We gotta protect each other. That's the nice thing about Chapter 7 and 8, though, is it does set up the party to actually behave like a team.
You want me? Come and get me!
The situations are fucked, but it gets them to work together, which they definitely would not have done if we were still back in Chapters 3 or 4 logic. In any case, we have to fight Saz's Eidolon now. Again, still think we should be fighting Vanille's as well, but that might have been hard to manipulate as a boss fight, considering they used Doom on you. Okay, I'm in the wrong thing here. Tide Turner. That's what we need. So what we want to do here is we want to establish a bunch of buffs. The buffs will, I think, increase the Gestalt bar a little bit. We'll let Vanille do a little bit of stuff, but Saz gets a little bit of stuff out of getting buffs going for people, so... Yeah, I was going to say, whenever you're ready, Saz. We'll get Vigilance going. We'll get that on Vanille. And then before I go anywhere, I'm going to enfrost my weapon. So that way I've got that going as well. Alright, Commed. So we can not die in the process, because we can still die. Yeah, Vanille, whenever you're ready. I know you got all the buffs on, debuffs on her now. But we need to do a little bit else here. Valkyrian Sight. Ow. Well, I got staggered once, but that's fine. And maybe I can do a Blitz even. Yeah, because Blitz does quite a substantial amount there. So, alright. Let's just switch real quick. I can Blitz again once I get into it. Alright, do it again. Let Vanille heal herself while we're at it. Or me, depending on who she picks. And then I think we'll go Undermine, and we'll just try arrowing it up. Casting speed's not the best, but we have stabilized the gauge a little bit, so it should make it a little easier to do some stuff here. We'll let her heal, actually, while I get Blitz going again. But yeah, getting in Frost up allows Saz to effectively take advantage of not only Deep Protect, but also the fact that Brynhildr is weak to ice. so that will make things a little bit easier for us. Granted, just 3 arrows isn't going to build the gauge a ton either, but yeah, it should be okay. And vigilance really helps here. Like, it lets you kind of just tank through attacks that otherwise would just send you into orbit, like that one. Like that one right there. Thank you for demonstrating. That's really nice of you. Alright, okay, one more. Oh, my haste is running out, so that's unfortunate, but we should be almost there. I'll just go to dual casting, actually. That should be enough to get her there. And vigilance is running out too, so this is gonna be a little bit of a tight window. Oh, we already have this Gestalt mode, so never mind, not a tight window. Now another question I have. Saz is a pilot, right? Like he pilots airships. Why does he get an RC car?
That's right. Let's do it.
As a Gestalt? Wouldn't it be like a plane? Like, I feel like that would be a little more effective for the kind of a person he was? I don't know. But anyway, we beat Brynhildr, so we get her Idolith. Cool. Saz also gets his 4th ATB gauge segment from this, so that should be pretty helpful. Alright, now Saz, not after what we just did. Are you kidding me? You guys just worked so well as a team together. Now you're gonna go back to this? This feels like a regression. Like it should have happened before the boss fight. See, right here, this is where, if this is what they're gonna do, if they're gonna play it up like this, like he's gonna shoot her, this is where her Eidolon should come up, because now she's hopeless and feels like there's nothing left to fight for.
Excused. Shooting kids ain't one.
It's true. So, you gotta live with the guilt, Vanille. Sorry to say it.
Kindness like his, you don't forget.
Oh, Saz, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure the Japanese censors will get on your case for that one.
Is enough.
Ow. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Good lord, man. This game came out in 2009. I didn't expect Japan to be... Like, usually depictions of suicide in Japan are incredibly frowned upon. And this is a mainline Final Fantasy game. Holy shit.
For every task, there's a perfect tool.
You're saying that like your plan actually worked out, lady. He didn't even do a single thing you wanted him to.
All of Cocoon was against us. With us dead, they were sure everything would go back. Back to the way it was before.
Yeah, okay, sure. Hey, John, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yes, rip indeed. Saz had a very, very bad day just now. Damn, what am I supposed to do with this party slot now? He had all the good offensive buffs, too. And he was also, to make it sound less mechanical, he was also, if I'm honest, my favorite character in the game thus far. So what am I going to do without him? That's no good. I'll tip my hat here a little bit, though. I played Final Fantasy V, like, a couple of times before I played this game. And in Final Fantasy V, a character makes a sacrifice. Not like that, but a sacrifice. And a different character enters your party and inherits all of their, effectively all the progress that they made as a character. So I gave the game some credit here. I said, okay, so they probably used that shot, and in the event that he's actually dead and they don't have the ability to patch him up with all their sci-fi tech, that means Vanille, who has not currently got an Eidolon or anything like that, she'll inherit Saz's stuff that he has. So I gave the game some credit there. We'll see if it pans out that way or not.
Can stand in judgment of the villainous l'Cie, with their execution as the climax.
Who's they? We're right here. Oh, probably Vanille.
And Fal'Cie Dominion will be undisputed.
Great.
All part of the plan.
Even though they only caught one,
Yes,
well,
but it also presents an opportunity.
they caught one in a casket, but,
unwavering
you know.
dedication to duty, the Primarch himself has boarded the Palamecia and focused his personal attention on resolving the Pulse crisis.
They're baiting us, trying to draw us out.
I mean, it's obviously a trap.
Yeah, that's right. Here are your friends. Come and get them.
You guys are saying come and get them. I mean, that gives me hope that Saz is alive.
All in.
Because they would say come and get her if it was just Vanille, right?
On the table. We leave when you're ready. I'll be standing by.
Alright, Winter Soldier, got it. I still can't get over how much he looks like the Winter Soldier. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it makes me wonder, though, if... Because you can kind of imply just based on the fact that they keep saying them, them, like, yeah, that means more than one person. Like, Vanille's pronouns are not they, them. It's she, her. So, them implies that Saz and Vanille are both on the ship. And if Saz was dead, well, they would be broadcasting that part. Because they'd be like, yeah, one of the l'Cie is dead. So it makes me wonder what the point of that sequence was after the boss fight. Because, like, Brunhilde would have made him basically be like, no, I guess I kind of have to move forward, don't I? Because, like, the Eidolon says, no, I can't die yet. I have more to do. Even though he just basically watched his son suffer a fate worse than death. And, I mean, I understand that. Like, it's kind of hard to move on from that, but, you know. Anyway, we're back with this party, so we'll work our way through. All right, it's just the key items. And we have access to the mother load as well with this party, and Snow has almost 11,000 CP to burn through, and everybody else has almost 6 to 7, so let's burn through it and see what we get. Still got quite a bit of Crystarium to work with, and I think, if I remember correctly, we don't get Stage 7 until the end of this chapter, so that should give us a little while to kind of work our way through it. Was I working on Ravager for you? Well, you'll get Arrow here. Make it such a big deal to get Arrow up here. You get Watera first? That seems weird. Oh no, you have Thundara already. Never mind. I'm like thinking, wait a minute, why do you get that as your first level 2 spell? Excuse me. Let's just make sure everything's up to speed first. This isn't up to speed, so we can get this up to speed. Get Quake for you. Like basically get all these 400 ones out of the way, and then once we have those done, then we can move along to the next ones. I think, yeah, but this one's the 1000 one, so let's just hold off on that, because I think we're working on, oh no, Ravager, we don't have it there yet, so. But I guess I can work on Ravager. We have Fang for the party at the moment, so that should help a little bit. I guess Snow's still sitting out because he's still hurt from before? I don't know. But anyway, that's as far as we can go for now. Switch over. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Yes, unfortunately you did miss the climactic arc of Saz plus Vanille. It was a lot shorter of a chapter than I remember it being, honestly. Like, we got through it in less than an hour, so, and I wasn't exactly going fast, so that's my bad, but yeah, unfortunately you missed the boat on that one. Have to watch it on the VOD. Although I'm sure since you've played the game before, you probably know or remember what happened there. So, let's see. So you're up to the 1000s. I guess you get Bale up to the next level, so that's not bad for you either. Yeah, I guess we could work on Synergist next. What do you get up here? Oh, Blizzara's not bad either. Overwhelm. Boost chain bonus effective attacks for each ally targeting the same enemy. That's actually pretty great. It might be worth it to try to push him towards that next. actually. I don't know why I'm grabbing this strength, but I'm going to grab it anyway, so. As for Fang, well, she can get her second roll levels in each of these now, so I guess we'll keep that in mind, although they're behind a whole bunch of stuff. Life Siphon. Recharge 1 ATB cage segment upon slaying a target. I forget if Lightning gets that, but if she does, that makes the Axis Blade even better than it already was. And it was already pretty nuts, if I'm honest, so we'll probably work on that. Let's just make sure we're up to speed with everything else. Okay, we're not on Sentinel. And Saboteur is up to speed. So Sentinel will get up to speed first, and then after that we'll go from there. It's just stats, it looks like, anyway, so. Oh, yeah, okay, so we can get Quake over here. Do your Vendetta or Entrench show up here? No, but you get Renew here, and I think that means you're the first character to get Renew. Renew is actually a pretty good TP skill. It revives any allies that are KO'd, but it also restores 50% of their max HP when it gives them that. You don't have to use it when they're KO'd either. You can just use it to restore 50% of your maximum HP to all party members. And it costs 2 TP to use, if I remember correctly. It's pretty good, and it honestly, in some cases, it negates the need for a medic, or in a certain case, like the case I'm probably going to use it in, a second medic. Like, you might only need one medic in your party and just use Renew with somebody else, so. It's one of 2 techniques that I can definitely see myself using pretty liberally in the future, which is good because I haven't really used any techniques at all up to this point. So, like, we've summoned once, and I've been like, yeah, okay, that's enough. So, but since you're not the main party member, and Metaguard's pretty great on its own, I don't know that we need Steel Guard at the moment, so it might be more worth it to work on other stuff. I can get you another debuff. You can get Curse, and then Kurska. Or I could keep working on Commando and get you Life Siphon immediately. I'm going to get Life Siphon first, actually. And then keep working after that. Scourge is, yeah, just the recovery from Stagger 1. I guess we'll go up from here. We'll work you on Commando for a little bit. As for Snow, let's see what he's got going on. I was going to say he's probably got a little bit more to develop now. Well, let's just see where he can go from here. All right, these are in the thousands already, so he gets Scourge there. That's about it. All right. What about here? Arrow. There's Overwhelm for Snow, so that's not terrible for him. It makes him a pretty good Ravager, especially considering his high casting speed, actually. So, and then this is already in the thousands. There's Death Ward, which boosts his physical, and I think this is just for Snow as a Sentinel. Boosts physical and magical resistance by, I think, 20% when HP is low. Although I think HP being low in this particular case, there's 2 different kinds of HP low. There's being in critical health, which is when the screen is red and blinking, which I think is when Death Ward applies. And then there's low HP Power Surge, which you might get synthesized as an ability off of certain pieces of equipment by this point in the game. That one only takes effect when you're at 10% or less of your maximum health, and is totally not worth it, because that's a hell of a lot to expect you to stick at, you know what I mean? Which, I mean, I guess if you have a Sentinel in the party, it makes it a little easier, but, like, holy hell, that's... You're really playing with fire in that case. You want to talk about an SOS challenge? Holy shit. So, I'll work on Sentinel for Snow there. Let's go get him Death Ward. We don't really... Well, actually, no, we do need Challenge. Challenge isn't like Entrench or Vendetta, so it's... Yeah, what Challenge does is it's more effective for bosses or for single enemies, because it has a higher chance of provoking an enemy, but can only provoke an enemy one at a time, so I'll grab it. It's pretty good, especially in single target situations, so... It gives Snow something of a niche still as a Sentinel, despite the fact that because he has to get Vendetta as a part of his... like, it's required for him to get Vendetta to keep moving on as a Sentinel. So that just, in my opinion, makes him a less effective AI Sentinel than Fang for the rest of the game, but he still has a niche now because he has access to Challenge, so he can use that on single large enemies that we might fight. Wait, that's why it never seemed to trigger? Which ability is that? The low HP Power Surge? Because if that's what you're talking about, yeah, it's because you had to be at 10% or less of your maximum HP. So, like, for example, if Lightning wanted to trigger low HP Power Surge, she would have to be currently at 110 HP or less in order for it to trigger. Being in critical health does not make a difference in that case. You have to be even lower than than that in order for low HP Power Surge to even trigger. So, yeah. Yeah, Power Surge. Damn, that sucks. High HP Power Surge is pretty good, though. It only increases your stuff by 20%, but if you add that on top of, I think it was, what was the other one? Adrenaline? I forget what it was, but there was that one where it boosts your damage by, I think it's like 25% when you're at high HP, and I think Fang just got it not too long ago. Yeah, Adrenaline. This stacks with high HP Power Surge, and in that case, the one that's at low HP as well also stacks with low HP Power Surge. So, since you normally, at least in my case, I like to get my HP up pretty good, Adrenaline and high HP Power Surge would be pretty good. So, I don't know if that affects your target times though when you're fighting, so I'd have to look that one up. But if it does, then maybe it's not as worth it. But either way, it should be fine. Anyway, we're probably going to get pained and fogged at certain points here in this chapter, so I guess I could buy a few painkillers, not that many, and a few mallets, just to have them. The game's probably going to give me quite a few here, but honestly, I'm not really worried about those, because we can always just, like, unless they inflict pain and fog at the same time, then it's a little worrisome, but until then, you know. A glass orb? Slow resistance, oh boy! Love that, especially when I can just cast Haste and negate that. Although you can buy Brawler's Wristbands and Shaman's Marks now, so that's actually pretty helpful. Titanium Bangles are better than the Silver Bangles that we've currently got starred for everybody, but... Excuse me. I don't think it's worth the gil for 20 extra HP, to be honest, so... I'll be more interested in B&W in the next chapter. So, here's the Mother Load. You can get Millerite, Rhodochrosite, Cobaltite, Perovskite, and Uraninite. Perovskite I'll be more interested in, if I remember correctly. Let me look at my notes so I can actually see. I'll be interested in Rhodochrosite. I'm going to want to buy 2 next chapter. I guess I could buy them this chapter, but I don't actually need them till the end of chapter 10. And... yeah, I'll need 3 Perovskite by the end of what I'm deeming part 1 of chapter 11, because chapter 11 is so long that I need to split it into 2 parts in my notes. Here's some new stuff from the most hot pink shop in the game that is definitely so bloomy that I need to get off of it before my eyes go cross-eyed. But anyway, all that aside, let's save now and continue on our adventure now that I've spent 8 minutes just faffing around in the menu. Okay, off we go. Can I chat with my party members? Yeah.
Play it smart this time. Charging in without a plan.
It's funny because I wouldn't expect you to say that.
Listen to me talking strategy.
Yeah, I don't know if we should have you talking strategy, honestly. So I feel like you haven't been very good at it over the course of the game, Snow.
Another cavalry unit rescued him and moved him somewhere safe.
Okay.
I kind of wish I could talk to him, but I guess I have to make my own choices now.
You're a man now, Hope. You got to do what you think is best. I think. Roughly.
Come on, let's get this show on the road. I finally found Vanille again. And I'll be damned if I'm just gonna stand around while she's in trouble.
Fair enough. Okay, is there anything over here before I talk to the Winter Soldier to get the hell out of here? I don't think so. I didn't see anything, so... just gonna assume there's nothing and just move on. There are some items that I need to get in this chapter, though. Well, it's not like there's anything else I need to get on this ship that I can't just get from the shop somewhere else, so... There's 1, 2, 3, 4 items total, including, I think, both Snow's and Fang's weapons. So once we have those, everybody will have the weapon that I'm planning on using for the rest of the game, so... At least we'll have those before the end of Chapter 9. Which is nice.
This baby back here is a SciComm vessel.
Okay.
It'll deliver you to the Palamecia.
Oh,
unnoticed.
Cargo now?
A parting gift to our rotting government. Take those SciComm guys apart.
Wah, wah.
And we're supposed to take on all of them? I think the whole division's on board.
Well, probably. They're probably high security because of the Primarch.
Bring them on. Vanille's in there.
And Saz, too.
I'm sure she's fine. Vanille's tougher than I could ever be.
Hope. Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm terrified. But I'll be okay. Because I have you, and this guy, and Fang.
And we work pretty
We're all
well
in this
together.
mess. We gotta stick together.
See, this is the thing, right? Is that by the time Chapter 7's over, it feels to me like Hope's character for the entirety of the game is basically done, you know? Like, he's cracking jokes with Snow at this point, okay? Like, it feels like he's done with all of his development. He might get a little bit more after this, but as it stands, it feels like he's fleshed out as a character. Which is why it's so weird that later on, when he gets his Eidolon, it feels like he regresses. Again, it's like the aftermath of the Brynhildr fight just now. It feels like Saz pointing a gun at Vanille after the Eidolons just said, maybe you guys shouldn't be trying to kill each other. It feels like a regression.
This crisis threatens the entirety of Cocoon, my child. You agree that standing at the fore is a leader's charge?
Isn't a leader's charge also to trim his fucking fingernails? Good lord, man.
It also affords a splendid view of the impending execution.
Maybe there's like a reason for that. Like maybe there's a real world religion where you can't trim your fingernails or something. It's considered
Stand by. Verifying identification.
like taboo or something. Oh my god. You know, you'd think, though, that they would know that that's Rig Day. I don't know that that's actually how you pronounce his name, but you'd think they'd be like, oh, hey, he's with the cavalry, because they have, like, ID on every single person on Cocoon, right? Like, they could just scan the voice modulation and be like, yeah, that guy's with the cavalry. Don't let him land. Shoot him out of the friggin' sky.
All clear. Welcome aboard.
Like, they're not even trying to, like, change his voice or something to make sure that he can get on board, you know? It just seems bizarre, because it's like, this is a high-tech, sci-fi, futuristic, you know, place, and you guys can allow something like this to happen? You can't even identify who the pilot is by their voice alone? That feels like something you already should be able to do. Like, with all the other things that you can do, it feels like that seems like second nature. Bye, Rig Day. We're about to go murder a bunch of people. Ludonarrative dissonance is at a premium here. And boy, am I ready to sell it.
Code red, repeat. Code red. Attention all crew, this is not a drill. Code red.
Ah, good. My potential buyers are here.
Let's tear them up.
We're here for Vanille and Saz. Stay focused.
So they're not going to let Snow fight after he just said, all right, let's tear him up? Like, that feels like a bizarre situation to be putting him in. But, all right, then. I don't think we need Delta attack, but okay, sure. I would much rather have Relentless Assault or Aggression, actually. So I guess that's what we'll do. Since they just gave me a bunch of paradigms and expected me to roll with it. Yeah, I don't know about that, big guy. I'm pretty sure you are going to have a bit of a hard time keeping that guy's health up, considering he's up in the air, or was up in the air. Yeah, I guess we'll go Solidarity, let Hope heal a little bit. Oh, okay. That guy's over there, so since he's over there, let's just do that. Yeah, there's Mana Drive Pain, so that would inflict pain, which would prevent Fang, since she was the target, from doing any physical attacks, basically. But it's not terrible, because you could just, you know, like, ruin, I guess, instead. Why are we fighting the big bad so early? That's a fair question, actually. Like, although, to be fair, we don't have to fight the big bad. I mean, there's an implication that, oh yeah, you know, we could go fight him while we're here, but
No kidding. So where to?
our focus is on getting Saz and Vanille, so we could just, you know, get them and then get the hell out of here. That was always the impression that I got about this chapter, honestly, is, okay, go get Saz and Neil and get the hell out of here. We'll just, you know, skirt around the Primarch. Let's see here. Yeah, it just seems bizarre that Snow's, like, ready to... Let's tear it up, and then he's just behind everybody. Like, what do you mean? Is it because then I'd have to be the medic, because you're making me play as Lightning? Like, that seems like a weird thing to do. Well, we don't need you to have the doctor's coat, so we'll just leave you the way that you are for now. I'll just... Basically, in this chapter, you can start pulling equipment off of people and giving it to your main 3 party members, so I'll just do that if need be. But before we do anything else, let's fix these real quick. So... Med. I don't know if we'll need Combat Clinic. I don't think we'll be in a situation where that's going to be necessary, but I guess I could do that. Comrav Sab probably be useful. I'm going to keep Delta Attack. I think that'll be useful too. And go Comrav Com. And start in Ruthless? Or do I just start Relentless Assault? Yeah, I'll start Ruthless, and we'll just see how that works. If it doesn't work out too well, I'll just, you know... I'll just go from there. Sick and trying to do speedrun challenges, and Tevi is not helping. Oh boy, that's no good. Alright, so I think we actually got slow on a couple of them, which is kind of nice. But hopefully you feel better soon, because being sick is no good. I wasn't 100% sure if I was getting sick recently either, but I think it's just my sinuses. Like, I think my sinuses just get a little bit, like, gross at certain times because I'm, like, stuck inside so much in the winter. So I think sometimes I just get a little, like, sinusy. They get plugged up. Provoke just... hit that guy in the middle of his attack there. That's funny. Yeah, that's fine. Just, you know, cure yourselves and hope for the best, because I can guarantee you it's not going to work out well for you. I don't know, it just feels bizarre, I guess, to have Fang be the... I mean, it makes sense from a story perspective for her to be the commando, like the de facto commando at the moment. But Snow's got 4 ATB gauges, so why can't I use him? Like, it just feels, I guess, bizarre because it's like, I don't know, I feel like at this point it would make sense, since we have this many party members, for us to just be able to freely swap between them, you know? We do get that ability before the end of Chapter 9, though. Although I think they don't give it to you until, like, really late in the chapter, like almost the end of it. So we'll just try to beat our way through the ship and hope that we get there soon. Oh, okay. Bye, Fang. Bye, Hope. Like, normally I wouldn't say that either, though, because Lightning, Fang, and Hope is actually the party that I'm intending, one of the 3 parties that I'm intending to use later on once the whole party's together, but yeah. In this particular case, because Snow's got more ATB gauges, it might be more worth it to have him, even though he doesn't have Blitz, but then I could just make him the Ravager, you know what I mean? And just have Lightning do the blitzing. But we'll just make do with what they're giving us, so... What kind of something bad? You think it'll be a challenge? Where the hell are we anyway? Short field landing deck, okay. That's not what I'm looking for. The first area that I'm looking for a treasure in is the crew corridors, which might be the next section we go to, or the section after that. I think it's pretty early, so. Alright, where's the Orions on this short pier they've got me on?
We'll find another route.
Way ahead of you. See that?
Let's go.
Okay, well, that looks like a door. I don't know how Fang knows that, considering she's from Pulse, and I'm gotta imagine most of Pulse's stuff isn't this advanced, but, you know. It would be kind of interesting if there was like a wind mechanic here, but there's no real like platforming or mini games of that kind in this particular game, so it's kind of... I might be asking for too much in that case. Alright, so probably Sentinel will be useful for these guys because of their electro kick. I'll wait for them to use them before I do anything about it, though. Alright, trying to see if Thundara works on them or if they're resistant by virtue of being robots. I think they are, actually. You know, maybe I'll just go for this. It's fine. Are you going for electro kick yet? No. Okay. Alright. No, this is 2 blitzes. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll stabilize the gauge even though it's not optimal from an attacking perspective, so... Yeah, see how Lightning had, like, almost a full ATB gauge by the time she was done with that, and then she very quickly could just start attacking again? It's one of the reasons why the Axis Blade works so well in these situations. It's just, it gives you back ATB effectively for just doing what you normally do, and that's a very valuable thing to have, so... Well, there's more Millerite in case you haven't upgraded your stuff, or you were planning on upgrading that Iron Bangle and you've been holding on to it for 16 years. Well, now you can upgrade it. I don't see why you would at this point, but, you know. Okay. I'll probably end up just selling it. We won't need Millerite ever again, I don't think. So. What was I working on for you? I think I was working on Ravager. We can only get one thing for you, so I guess I'll get the HP. So that's fine. And then for you, I forget, I was working on, I think I was working on this, yeah, because we just got Blizzara, so a little extra magic. I should probably spread out the CP, though, because at this point, like, we don't need to do this every save point if we're just going to get, like, 1 or 2 things, you know? So, Ravage first. Doesn't that kind of spoil that there's a Ruin guy? Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll get Ravage first. We'll come back for Scourge and the magic, actually, and then we'll go for the Strength after that. And I was working on Sentinel for you, just for the hell of it. Let's get Metagard. There we go. I guess that might make the AI say, hey, maybe I should use Metagard when my HP's low, but... not likely to happen in the very early parts of a battle, you know. Because in the very early parts of a battle, they haven't lost HP, so they won't prioritize Metagard. They'll just well, in Snow's case, they'll prioritize Vendetta instead, which we obviously don't want. I think spoiled Ruinga like 3 episodes ago. Sorry. No, that's okay. Honestly, we've had Ravage for, like, what? 4 chapters at this point, so the game spoils it like long before we even get to the point where we'll be able to have access to it, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's no big deal. I'm just saying it because it's like, guys, isn't that a little bizarre? Like, most people are going to look at that and be like, what's a Ruinga? Okay, weak to fire and ice, got it. I was going to say, whenever you're ready, Lightning, but I think she's basically got it at this point, so... Alright, we're not quite there yet. So we'll just let him go, and then we'll swap over. I'll go to Aggression, actually. Hope should be able to finish this guy like this. Oh, I know. Just do 3 attacks, 4 attacks. You stop that right now. You know, sometimes with skills in this game, I say them different ways, though. Like, sometimes I'll just say Ruinga, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. But sometimes I'll, like, put the emphasis on the in part for some reason. So I'll say, like, Ruinga. It's the same with Bravera. It's like, do you pronounce it like brave with a ra at the end of it, or do you pronounce it like it's bravery, except the Y has been replaced with an A, which would be more like Bravera? Like, they don't really ever explain that, so... Okay, I'm in comm, so I'll do the blitzing. I think Sentinel would probably work better in this particular case. Just because of how many of them there are, and keeping them off of Lightning and Hope seems like a good idea. Maybe we go aggression now, since we staggered a few of them at this point. Okay. Oh, there's still 4 of them left. Okay. I thought there was less than that. Tornado kick. Oh, okay, maybe now we delta attack. So otherwise that's gonna hit me. Oh, it's hitting Fang now, but 11 HP. Maybe I should do something about that. Hold on. Okay. She's meta guarding, so that helps a little bit. And the enemies are being very gracious and not actually hitting her, so that helps a little bit too, doesn't it? Solidarity, I think, would be better. Just get her healed up a little bit. Okay, I'll get rid of this guy and then we'll finish the last one off. Alright, this is fine. Lightning, don't get confused. Just throw the spells. They auto-target, so you'll be fine. It's a little bizarre. Like, why do they need to face the enemy? Like, if the spells just automatically target the enemy, why do they need to turn and face them? Like, I don't know. Whatever. You're thinking about it too much with the Bravera thing? Yeah, I probably am. Honestly, I overthink things all the time, so I wouldn't be shocked if I was. Oh, boy. Maybe there's other Final Fantasies where they explain its actual pronunciation, though. Well, that would help us with getting up and around from here. So, let's see if we can do something about it. I guess we could use this to... Oh, okay. It wants me to go this way. Alright. That's cool. Well, somebody's guarding this chest, but they're a little bit of a ways away. Ah, there you are. Well, come on, then. Decided he had to go up and around, huh? Alright, fair enough.
Let's get this.
Near normal from that stuff. Susceptible to slow, though, so once we get that on him, we should be able to just swap around. There we go. See if he's weak to water. Then we'll do arrow after that, just so we can kind of complete our Libra. It's not optimal from a, like, casting and chaining perspective. We should be swapping between water and arrow, but it's one guy. Like, I don't need to be that in you know, I don't need to go that in depth for one guy. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ooh, 3 more incentive chips. Well, those are 2,500 apiece, and we just got 2 from fighting people, so, like, what's that now? So 25 times 5 is 12,500 gil. Just hanging around. Not bad. It'll help us get to our goal. We're already at our goal, to be fair, but, you know, even closer. What are you guys doing acting like dragoons? You don't even have wyverns.
Change of plan.
Alright, anyway. Okay, I'm the one on the chopping block. That's okay. We'll switch to comp send that in a minute. No, actually we should be okay, because they sort of swapped around their attacks to the point where they only attacked, like... they're attacking evenly, basically, which is helpful for me, because that means I don't have to heal, because nobody's significantly low on their HP.
That wasn't so bad.
Still managing the, whatchamacallits, though. Still managing the 5-star ranks, despite, being... I think at this point we're a little bit behind in terms of our Crystarium, but that's okay. We're managing. That's the point. Well, maybe I'll do it one more time, actually, before we swap around. Especially since they keep wandering directly into my attacks anyway, so I might as well at that point, you know. I really should get Lightning Aurora. It would probably work a lot better. Get that AoE going that Hope's already got some of. Just feels weird playing as a Ravager again when I'm so used to playing as a Commando from playing as Snow, playing as Saz, all that stuff. So, oh good, this guy still got slow on him. Nice. I don't think we have Power Chain for Fang yet, actually, now that I look at it. Pretty sure she's missing that skill. That's okay. I think she gets it pretty soon if I remember looking at the grid. I think we looked at the grid just a few minutes ago and she gets it pretty soon, so... Starting to get more Christogen points as well, so that's pretty good. It should allow us to level up a little faster than just getting the 200 or so that we've been getting, you know? Let's see here. Probably the Dragoon would be my first target in this particular case, so... Missile Burst is not my favorite attack, so... Alright. Delta attack. Keep on going. Now we should be able to beat him up, while all of his attention is focused on Fang, instead of on me. Can't wait till Fang gets her Eidolon so she can have 4 ATB bars. Yeah, 4 ATB bars is really, really powerful. It's just one of those things where it's like, you get the 4th ATB bar, and they let you play as a character that can use it, and then you're like, man, why can't I have this on everybody? Okay, definitely gonna want to wait now because I want the tornado kicks to go out. Lightning, get away from them. I don't want her getting sucked into the AoE here. I'd rather Fang just take it. Probably should have a Comrav Med or something in here as well, but that's okay. It isn't necessary. I'll just auto chain. Oh good, it's prioritizing using magic instead of using multiple different things in the same thing. I shouldn't be using Thunder. That's okay. There we go. And now that we've got it, we can just repeat. Yeah, I can't really switch. I'm just so used to having two of the same paradigm. Maybe I should switch the Comrav Sab, honestly, for just another Relentless Assault. I feel like it would probably work better. But that's okay. Not bad, though. 727 CP out of that. Another credit chip. Chest up there. See if we can go grab... Actually, before I do that... Okay, doesn't look like there's anything over here, and unfortunately we can't jump to that. Later on in the game there are points where you can just kind of jump to things, even though there isn't a little jump pad next to it, but for now we're pretty much on rails with where we can jump to. So, just look for the little jump points and that'll get you where you need to go. You know what makes me dizzy, Hope, is having to swing the camera around like this. It's not exactly an even keel to its camera angles, you know? I think we got a preemptive, so that's good. Oh no, never mind. Alright, that's fine. We'll just see if we can get slow on the one guy and then off we'll go. Now is he... Oh, he halves arrow. Okay, well. Guess that's why it keeps doing Fire Blizzard specifically, isn't it? Silicon oil? What? I don't know. Maybe it's oil for silicon rather than like oil made of silicon. That would be my impression, but I mean I could be off the mark there.
Hardly worth the effort.
Or is it silicone oil? No, I think that's even stranger of a thing to say. Some kind of oil, though. Oil that we probably won't use very much of. Well, I mean, I guess it depends now that I think about it, because, like, I'm trying to save all the good stuff for, like, the stuff where... Oh, great. the situations where we have like more than one level to level something up, and a good chunk of our accessories will just be like us leveling up something from level 1 to level 2, and hey, look, it's start. So since that's the case, we don't have to really super prioritize things in terms of like, okay, well, this isn't really helping me. I guess I'm hitting the Dragoons though. Maybe I'll use a potion in a minute as well. Just mostly for me, because my HP's a little bit down, but I guess we have, you know, Fang on Sentinel at the moment, so my HP being down isn't something that's strictly necessary to deal with. At least not for now. Honestly, I feel like instead of dealing with the deck drones, though, we should probably deal with the Dragoons. So I'm going to do that, because their missile burst is disruptive. So. Fang's got the other guys under control from Tornado Kick and everything anyway, so should be okay. At least for now, anyway. Okay, well, I don't think I needed Combat Clinic, actually. Let's do Solidarity instead, so I can just kind of keep this up here. No Ravager present, so no Ravage for me. Fix that in just a second. Getting quite a bit of ATB bar back there, huh, Lightning? Finishing this off with more than one ATB bar at the end of the whole thing. It's pretty good. I forget which passive ability that is that's causing her to get like so much bar back so quickly, though, but maybe it's from Life Siphon? That's probably what it is, right? It's probably Life Siphon or something else. Although we're not killing things that quickly, so... like, to the point where we just get that, you know? Like doing attack times 3 to ruin or ruin attack when using lightning, because you don't like how long the 4th attack takes. Yeah, the 4th attack, like that last attack where she does the backflip, it takes quite a while. It's not really DPS intensive, so I can understand. Probably I would serve better with lightning from just doing like 4 ruins, honestly. Like I think her magic at this point is slightly higher than her physical, so probably serve better just doing 4 ruins. Plus it would keep her away from everything else, you know?
Saz?
So yeah, in case it wasn't obvious by the fact that they were saying, yeah, well, they're all trapped in there, and they weren't telling us, hey, so... hey, so they didn't announce that he was dead. So he's not dead. Which, again, makes me wonder why they would even include this scene. Is it just there for the trailers? Like, to get people hyped, quote-unquote, that the black character almost killed himself? Because I don't think that's something to get hyped about, Square Enix.
Why can't I do it?
Well, listen to your Eidolon.
No reason to keep living. I can't even kill you.
Again, why is he having this breakdown after getting his Eidolon? Because usually you get your Eidolon and it's like, it clarifies things. It's like, okay, no, this can't stand. I need to keep going.
Freeze! Take him!
You should be proud. Your son's a hero. The boy who saved Cocoon.
Thought we already went through this.
Erect a memorial in Eden and put his crystal on display.
Oh, what the hell?
A memorial? He's a little boy!
As the son of a pulseless sea, he would have lived in shame and misery. Isn't it better he be treated with reverence as a monument to sacrifice?
No, because he's 6. Ow. Well, that explains why he was in the casket thing, because she hit him in the artery, and he's 40, so that probably did some lasting damage. But yeah, he's alive. That's the point. Like, I don't know why they decided to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, he shot himself in the head in this Japanese RPG where our guys probably would have censored that if it actually happened. Because that's very taboo in our country.
If I just told the truth.
Now. I've been thinking. You woke up from being a crystal once. Well, that means Dodge will wake up one day too, right?
The question is going to be whether we wake up at the same time he wakes up, because we're from a different Fal C.
What was it like? I mean, how did it happen? You were done with your focus, right?
Vanille?
I was chosen. I was made into a l'Cie to fight against Cocoon. It happened back on Grand Pulse, hundreds of years ago.
Holy shit, this girl's twisted. Yeah, just a smidge.
We finished our focus, and we fell into a long crystal sleep.
I really want to say something here, but I feel like it's a massive spoiler, so I don't think I'm going to. Day 1. Bodum, the Pulse Fal C. Okay, well, this is where they woke up. But yeah, this is inside of Anima. I guess they were decorations for a little while. I also guess you're naked when you get turned to crystal, because the director of this game also directed Final Fantasy X-2, and my impression is that he was a really big Sailor Moon fan back in the day. So he just has to make them do dress sphere transformations in every other game he directs. Sure, man. You do you, I guess. I'd be a little bit concerned that people would out you for being a pedophile after a while, but... Boy, that's a hell of an allegation. That's not true. Just saying. Like, she's 16, man. You're riding a line there. Should we talk about why l'Cie eventually get free from their crystal? I mean, I guess you can kind of imply, right? Like, they're using them for a new... Yeah, there you go. They basically just said it. Like, they get freed from crystal because they need them to do another job, basically.
She'd forgotten everything. And for me, just the thought of hurting people again. It was too much. So I lied. I played dumb. Said I'd lost my memory. I wanted to escape my fate as a l'Cie.
I don't think that's how that works, young lady. I feel like you should probably tell Fang the next time you see her.
I've been running away from it.
Because that would probably save us a whole lot of trouble later on, wouldn't it?
Let us through. Block our way, you die.
Okay, now there's just no questioning it. We just murdered dozens upon dozens of soldiers in Palimpolim because Snow wouldn't have said that if that was the case.
Refresh your memory. Those soldiers think they're protecting Cocoon from l'Cie. The Fal C have them all brainwashed.
The ludonarrative dissonance is in shambles.
I have had it. We cannot let this go on. Attention all crew. Code green. Repeat. Code green. Security forces stand by. Hostile forces on board. Code green.
It's code green if there's hostile forces on board? Wouldn't code green mean that there's nothing on board? Just a thought. Alright, anyway. I might do some small switching around here. Yeah, silicone oil. Okay, so that's a little bit different from silicon oil, I suppose. Yeah, I might switch this around, actually. Let's just make this into a second Relentless Assault. I feel like that would work a little bit better. And I guess we'll start as it, and then just go from there. Honestly, though, if I remember correctly, they kind of play up the whole code whatever as a joke here, if I remember correctly, because I think when you get in later into the thing, like, they have like a bunch of different codes and they never use them because they haven't been attacked by anybody from Pulse in like 400 years. So then all of a sudden there's actual necessity for the codes, and they're like, wait, what code is it? Is it code purple, code white? It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing all day? You had 400 years to figure this shit out. Don't you read the manual or something? Hello? Oh my lord, Hope, what the hell is happening to you? Getting absolutely demolished, my friend. Alright, let's fix that. Actually, this isn't gonna fix that. I need to, like, switch to this. So. There we go. Alright, this guy's staggered. Let's just launch him. And then I think we'll switch back to Relentless to get Thundara going again, now that we're all healed, you know. I don't know if your guard is going to work quite as well as Steel Guard, so maybe give that a rest, my friend. Yeah, you might occasionally get clipped by Pain or Fog in here, depending on what enemy you're fighting. I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's not really that big of a deal. Just switch over, basically. I mean, unless you're on like a class that can only use magic. But at the moment, you're playing as Lightning, and she has access to a little bit of everything. So if you get hit with Pain, just switch to magic. If you're inflicted with Fog, just use physical attacks. I mean, if Hope gets inflicted with it, well, with Fog specifically, then you might be in trouble, but yeah, it's probably not that substantial. Tildur, Dodge will probably be free from his crystal to complete a focus after focus until he fails one and goes Seath for the rest of eternity. Or for the rest of eternity, yeah. Well, either way, he's stuck forever doing the bidding of not very benevolent God. Not sure if that's a fate crueler than death, to be honest. I would consider it a fate crueler than death, because it means everyone that you know and love dies every time you complete a focus. Everything around you dies. Like, you can't make good relationships with anybody ever again, because it's just like, okay, finish a focus, crystal, and then hundreds of years pass, and then you wake up, unless they need you earlier than that, and then, I don't know, it just, to me, it seems like a ridiculous notion that's definitely worse than death, but I don't know, it can be argued. Oh good, Mana Drive Bravery, I love that. So Psycom Huntresses will give themselves 60 billion buffs, and then start massacring your party. So it might be a good idea to use a Sentinel against them, because otherwise, well, you're gonna run into a bit of a problem. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go Pump Send Med real quick so we can top off. Because Fang should be able to tank her for a little bit anyway, even with that stuff, so. Her buffs will run out eventually, though, so we gotta stay in this while Hope keeps us healed. So. It's just unfortunate because he doesn't have his Eidolon at the moment. So because he doesn't have his Eidolon, he can only use one Cura before he has to stop and wait for his ATB bar to come back, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, if I'm honest. It's also unfortunate that Fang doesn't have access to any of her really good debuffs at this point. Like, for example, she eventually gets access to Pain and Fog herself, and these guys, I don't think they're immune to that. Well, we can't see it at the moment, but yeah, if we could inflict Pain and Fog on them, they'd basically just stand there doing nothing, so that would be pretty nice, actually. Alright, I'm going up. There we go. Now I think we just Thundara spam for a little bit. I mean, we're a little low on HP, but we should be able to handle it from here. I can toss a potion while I wait. Hope's a little low on the HP as well, but we'll be fine. Go to aggression. I'll just use 4 ruins. Fang's got the launch going, so that's all we really need. Well, we got an incentive chip anyway, despite getting 4 stars, so I'm pretty okay with that result, honestly. Alright, we could continue this way, but I think the weapon I'm looking for is actually over here, behind all these crazy kids, so that's fun. If I can get past them without getting into a battle. How would you know, Hope? Wait, where am I going? I thought the objective marker was over there. I'm confused now. Oh, okay, I'm on a different deck now. Alright, well, anyway, back we go. We could fight those guys again, but we already fought them because that was where we landed, so I think. And I guess that respawns the enemies, so now if you want to fight your way through them, I suppose you could. Yeah, we'll fight our way through them. I know that these ladies are around and they're annoying because they can just do whatever they feel like, but it's probably fine. They also have, like, a bunch of ATB bars, unless their mana drives just, like, are only 1 ATB or something, which I guess wouldn't be shocking, but she bestowed 4 buffs. That takes 8 ATB bars for us to do that. Like, what do you mean? I suppose I could just, like, swap to this now that she's staggered. Like, we don't need to continue doing that now that she's staggered. Fang can keep her up in the air, and then we can just do this until she's done. Because if she's launched, she can't do all of her crazy bullshit that she does when she's, you know, got all those buffs on. So that'll make our job a little bit easier. I guess that guy's over there, so let's just do this. They keep trying to get Curse or Pain or Fog on me. Not really working out for them now, is it? Excuse me. Fang's taking a little bit of a beating, but we'll be okay, I think. If not, I can switch to Sen Med, I guess. Yeah, no, we'll be fine. Send him into orbit, and then we'll be perfectly fine. I'll wait. Go ahead, Fang. Keep him up there. Alright, cool.
That's how it's done.
Nice work, team. But yeah, it looks like we don't really need to do a ton of sentineling once we get the Huntresses staggered. I think I want to fight these guys again. It's really worth your while, though, if you decide you want to do a little bit of grinding for money to actually fight these guys. Because they'll drop credit chips and incentive chips pretty often for you, but, I don't think we need Gil that badly, you know. Good lord, 2 Huntresses. I guess we'll figure this mess out as we go. Get this going. Send them into orbit after this. Alright, she's got them all provoked, so that's good. We'll just deal with one at a time and then we should be okay. Because, yeah, those extra bits that they do there of damage will make things a little tougher for us, obviously. Hopefully we should be able to get her. I'm just trying to get rid of this one while she's staggered, and then we can go back to Delta attack real quick. I think we'll do that, actually, because then I can get rid of her this way. Actually, I'll probably go Sen Med in a second. Just to get a little bit of healing off. And let me start doing Ruins instead of the 4 attacks, because, like, we'll get more mileage out of that, because then Lightning doesn't have to do that backflip every time, you know? Alright, I'll just go Delta attack, and then we'll go Relentless once we stagger her. Go ahead, Hope. Alright, now. Did I put 4 fires on? I thought I put, like, some other stuff. Oh, whatever. Wait for Fang to get all of her attacks off so she can get a full fresh bar. And then we should be good. I'll wait again. I like how sometimes the AI, when they're the commandos and they have access to launch, they'll just wait for the enemies to fall down before they attack them again. So sadistic, and I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it just, the sadism in it, it's, I don't know, maybe that just says something about me, because the sadism in it makes me happy. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm looking for right over there. Well, didn't run into him fast enough. That's okay. What do we have here? We have a Viking. Let's just get a whole bunch of different skills off and see if he's weak to anything in particular. Alright, so immune to fire. Employs powerful fire-based attacks. Got it. So probably water would be better. Yeah, because he's got a heat blade. Alright, that's cool. You do you, man. Doesn't look like he's going to take too much to stagger, though, so... just get him there, and then we'll be good. Not really concerned about... what would he use? Firestorm instead of Sparkstorm, I guess? Because we can just kind of ATB refresh our way to victory here. Do this for one more, and then maybe we'll do a little bit more. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more just to build the bar a little bit more, and then we'll go to aggression when we can refresh again. I think at that point we should be able to get him in the one stagger. Okay, ruin it up. Yeah, I think we should get him before his thing runs out. I think. Two. Okay, I'm just gonna use him. Okay. Didn't quite get him, but that's okay. I probably spent too long in Relentless Assault, honestly. Thermal discharge. Oh, he clipped me with it. Alright, well, that's fine. Goodbye.
Be ready for the next fight.
Usually when your party members will say something at the end of a fight, that means that you got a 5-star on it, by the way, so... like if you hear no problem, or just like I planned it, or something to that effect, it's probably because you got a 5-star ranking, so there you go. That's not what I'm looking for either. Makes me think I might have missed something, because this is the crew corridors after all. And I don't want to go all the way there to the objective marker, because I don't want to end up out of range of something. So let me go back and look real quick. It might have been like on the side of something. It's a weapon that I actually want, so that's why I'm trying to look so thoroughly. It's surprising, considering these are hallways, you'd think I wouldn't miss a single thing, but yeah, sometimes they hide things in nooks and crannies and make it a little tough for you to find them. Well, I don't see anything over there, and I think if I would have seen it over here, I would have, you know, actually bothered grabbing it on the way out. Okay, it's probably up ahead then. Oh good, now these guys are back. I definitely don't want to fight 2 Huntresses again, so sorry ladies, I'm running the hell away from all of you. Goodbye. Bobbing and weaving. Bobbing and weaving again. We can fight these ones though. Also, apologies if the background siren is causing anyone any Ajira. I can definitely see it happening because, well, it's kind of a lot, so... yeah, Lightning's pretty good with Blitz when enemies kind of stick together like that, because then she can kind of just blitz, like, multiple targets at the same time, so... oh yeah, right, 4 ruins, that's my bad. Oh good, I've been pained right when I'm starting to ruin. I guess it helps me prove my point. Actually, I should launch her in this case. Oh right, I can't launch her, duh. I have pain, I cannot launch her. I don't think pain prevents Fang from doing sentinel things. I think she can still meta guard, but I'm not 100% sure about that. If it doesn't, then I guess I can painkiller her. I thought at this point we'd have Isuna, but apparently not. Alright. Keep it up with the Huntresses. Build the gauge a little bit. I think I'll go with this in a second, actually. Maybe let Hope do his thing first. Okay, there we go.
Thanks.
Top everybody off. And then keep moving. A lot of people will say that, like, oh, well, you know, Sentinel's more of a thing that you'll want to use in starting in Chapter 11, but I personally find that Sentinels become useful pretty much from the moment you get access to a 3-person party. Like, I mean, obviously you get a 3-person party a little earlier than this in chapters, like Chapter 4 and Chapter 3, you get a 3-person party as well, but, like, when they really start to give it to you in earnest, that's when I think it becomes a little bit more of something that you can use pretty effectively. A Sentinel, that is. So, like, the early chapters, you don't really need to worry too much about a Sentinel because a lot of the enemies are not really substantial enough for you to care. So, I guess I didn't really need to do that right there since I'm going to switch, but I'll switch after this for the refresh. Because then he'll be dead. Okay, so now Fang has been fogged, but that's not really a concern because she's mostly a physical attacker at the moment anyway, so... But like I said, you can kind of just play around it. And eventually you'll get Isuna anyway, and then you won't have to play around it, you'll just be able to work with it.
And I was just getting started.
3 credit chips, that'll add to our incentives. Well, it won't add to our incentives, we don't have incentives at the moment, so... oh, okay. I was afraid that we were going to get a cutscene and I was going to get locked off from the crew corridors or something in the process of coming up here, but that's not true. This just continues the crew corridors. So, since that's the case, let's just keep on moving. Alright, who do I go after here? I guess I'll go after the Raiders first. They shouldn't be too hard to knock out before we knock the big guy out. Switch it up in a second. I don't think we'll need a Sentinel for this particular fight. So, like, we're taking a little bit of damage, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't think it's anything that we need to worry ourselves about, you know. I might switch to Come Send Med just to top myself off here in a second, but I don't think it's particularly necessary. I guess the guy's getting really close to me, so that might give me an incentive to do it. So, but, yeah. There we go. Get rid of him real quick. I wonder if this big guy's susceptible to slow. I guess he's not immune to it, so it could work pretty well. Alright, thunder and water are his weaknesses. He's also susceptible to slow, deprotect, and de-shell, judging by what we just said. So, oh yeah, I don't want to use fire. So, thunder, water, it is. I think you get a slightly higher bonus to your chain gauge if you, whatchamacallit, use their weaknesses anyway, so. I've kind of got Fang and Lightning in sync here a little bit so they can kind of attack at around the same time, which should help with refreshing a little bit easier. I probably did the same thing I did last time, though, where I should have, whatchamacallit, I should have gone to aggression earlier, because I think he's going to finish his stagger before we get him. So that's unfortunate, but we'll do what we can. Just throw him, and then I'll switch back. Just finish the HP bar off from here, basically. Okay, well that was a little close. Guys, get him before I... Okay. Die right at the end of the fight. I mean, I guess I didn't have to be that fast. I was already at 15,000 points, but... You know what would be nice is if they showed you, like, your point total while you were in the middle of the fight, you know what I mean? So that way you kind of see, okay, well, I need to do a little bit better or else I'm not going to get the thing. But they don't show that, unfortunately. Oh yeah, we got the lifesaver for Lightning there. It increases the amount of HP she gives back when she uses Rays on your party members, but Phoenix Downs already give back 70% of your maximum HP anyway, whereas Rays only gives you like 40% at base, and then this would increase it up to 70%. So it's kind of fixing a problem that you already have the solution to, which seems a little silly to me, if I'm honest. So I guess it wouldn't be bad for like a challenge run or something, because it's probably one of her worst weapons. There are other ones that are even worse. Like, I think at least a few of the characters get access to a weapon that gives them Leaden Strike, which reduces the ATB charge rate by like 70%. So if you really want to challenge yourself, that would be the weapon for you. But I think those are locked off until near the end game anyway. So they withhold all of the super challenging stuff until you're already practically done with the game. Unfortunately. Alright, but we've got quite a bit of CP to burn through now because the enemies have been giving us quite a bit, and we've also got quite a bit of money as well from fighting all these guys, so that should come in handy. Don't know what would be the optimal path for Lightning to take at the moment, so I'll just keep going with what we've got. We'll max out Ravager for her. And then, I mean, obviously the optimal path would be to be like, okay, so let's just try to max out all of the available roles as soon as we get them, you know, by the time we're done with the chapter. But starting from, I think, the next chapter in the game, that's not really as feasible as it used to be. You'll see why later, but for now, just know that it will eventually be less feasible. Alright, well, Hope's got some extra HP. He's still not over 1,000 yet, but we'll get him there. Eventually. And I think I've been working you on Commando at the moment, so let's go back for Scourge. Now that we have a whole bunch of CP to burn through. Some extra strength. And one more. There we go. Well, the extra HP will do her some good. It'll get her a little closer to Snow in terms of her sentineling ability. Speaking of Sentinel. Okay, well, you'll be the first one to get Renew, big guy. And I think we should be able to get this, yeah, without any problems, even though it's 2,000. But no, he's a level 3 Sentinel now, so I guess that's cool. What do we got here? 1,050? Yeah, we can work our way up with that. Okay. I am satisfied with that. Let's see how much money we've got so far from all the incentive chips and stuff that we've been getting. How many potions have I used? Okay. Guess I'll buy a few more of these since they aren't giving them to me in treasure chests or from battles like you would think they would be. What do I need to sell here? Nothing here. I can sell this for a quick 10,000 gil though, so that's kind of nice. The Procyon still have their bonus, don't they? Yeah, that'll make it a little easier when we eventually want to upgrade them. So, I don't think I'll need the Ember Rings anymore. If we need anything, like, from fire perspective anymore, we'll just have Hope cast Bar Fire. So, once we get Saz back in Vanille, I'll probably switch those off. That being said, get rid of this Millerite real quick. We can buy those for 3,000 gil at this point, so it's like, I don't think we need those. Get rid of the credit chips, get rid of the incentive chips. That's real nice. We got 140,000 gil to play with at the moment. Not bad at all. It'll definitely let me make any purchases that I need to make shortly. And by shortly, I mean in the next chapter, but, you know. Yeah, we need, not 100, 93,000 by the next chapter for me to buy everything I need. And then after that, after the first part of Chapter 11's done, we're going to need another, I think, 260,000? Yeah, so we'll need 93,000 by the end of Chapter 10, 260,000 by the end of the first part of Chapter 11, and 200,000 more by the end of the second part of Chapter 11. Should all be pretty feasible to get. We won't be getting nearly as many credit and incentive chips after we get off this ship, but there's ways to make money, so I'm not really too worried about it. I probably shouldn't fight the Raider first, actually, but these guys shouldn't be too tough, so... I mean, minor disruptions aside from the gunshot guys. Okay. Did that guy just miss? Are these guys stormtroopers? How did they miss? We don't even have evade on Hope or Lightning. Like, we have it on Fang, but that only works when she's on Sentinel, so, like, what? Alright. Nothing to it. Alright, still in the crew corridors? Still in the crew corridors. Okay, and our next objective is up there. So that's where we'll head. More Huntresses. I almost got a preemptive there. I probably should have just stopped running at them at that point. Alright, do this. They both provoked? I think so. Usually the AI won't go into a guard until they've provoked all the enemies on the field, so... Maybe I should have made 2 Delta attacks and then just had a comm Medicine. We definitely don't need that Medicine Med. So, yeah, I'll think about that next. Because then we can ATB refresh and that'll make it easier to stagger them, so... I'll wait. Wait for the other one, because that way the other one will get done with her attacks and then we can just go from there. So... Back to Delta attack. Finish her off. And then I'll probably just go to this real quick just so we can top Fang off while she gets wombo comboed by the ladies with Protect, Shell, Bravery, and Haste on. Probably don't have to be this in-depth with Sentinel, though, when we've only got the 1 enemy left. Probably why we're only going to get 4 stars out of it, you know? But that's okay.
That's how it's done.
Never mind. That should be 5, because Lightning wouldn't say that. Oh, okay. I was going to say, Lightning wouldn't say that unless it was 5 stars, right? No, she would say that even if it was 4, apparently. Still not sure where this weapon would be. I really don't want to... Maybe that's it. I can see the treasure chest up there. I just really don't want to leave here without it, because... I mean, I could buy it later, but I don't know how much later, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to wait. I guess I'm not going to upgrade it till the end of Chapter 11 anyway, though, so as long as it's available before then, it should be fine, but... I'm just going to wait and make sure. Okay, I'll probably need to help Hope here, so let's just do this. I was going to wait until Fang was attacking so I could have her stabilize the gauge, but... Oh, sir, I don't think you understand the situation that you're in here. I don't think you'd be guarding if you knew you were in this kind of a situation. Yeah, you see that guy? Well, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation. More incentive chips, that's good. Looks like a Viking at the end of the road here with a Huntress. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm definitely going to need to swap Combat Clinic away so that I don't have to deal with that shit. I will say, whenever you're ready, Lightning. We don't have Vigilance at the moment, unfortunately, so because we don't have Vigilance, we'll get staggered out of stuff a little bit easier than we would otherwise. we go. By the way, it's kind of just like a visual example. It's not exactly the situation we'll be in later, but there is an accessory that we're going to get in this chapter that I'm going to actually... I consider it to be one of the best accessories in the game, personally. It's one of the treasures I'm looking for. It's not the one that we're looking for right now, but we'll get it soon. But I prefer not to upgrade it fully because the effect that it gives you just at its first ranking... to me, 2 Huntresses and this guy? What the hell, man? Alright, I'm getting a preemptive on this. Forget this. Need to get rid of these guys. But its effect when you are just... whatchamacallit. Let me get these guys staggered first. The effect that it has on it just at level 1, I think, is a little bit more effective when you're player controlled, rather than when the AI is controlled. Like, the AI does it better when it's fully upgraded, but the rest, not so much. So, like, when you're controlling it. And it has to do with the fact that sometimes I have to keep entering in my inputs when I, whatchamacallit. Like, every time we switch between roles and I'm at a different role, I can't just repeat anymore. I have to enter in new commands. So, as a result of that, sometimes it's easier for me to... Oh, I didn't switch off combat clinic. Oh, that's okay. So we'll switch over to Send Med in a second so we can get our stuff up a little bit. But, yeah, so whenever I switch, I have to re-enter in commands. Now, the AI doesn't have that problem, because they basically switch and then they already have their commands inputted. But for a player-controlled character, you have to deal with that. So sometimes it's easier to not have a full bar, because then it gives you time to enter in your commands and you're not losing DPS by just kind of sitting around, you know. So. Man, that guy's truck outside really needs to, like... he needs to take that to a mechanic. It should not be that loud. Not a V8 engine or some shit. Don't know how much that's actually showing up on the microphone, though, so I might be basically talking out of my ass. Alright, let me stabilize the gauge while Fang grabs this guy. And then let's do this, just to sort of work him up a little bit, and then we'll go to Relentless in just a moment. Just trying to do some prior damage before we start, like, building the gauge and getting him, because the problem we've been having is that he's been dying at, like... not dying, he's been getting staggered at the point where he's got a sliver of health left at the very end, so... Oh, that's Thunder. We don't want to... Oh, no, wait, he's weak to Thunder. Never mind. I'm thinking of the other guy. Okay, do this. And then we'll wait one more. Then we'll switch over to aggression. We should be able to get him from there, I think.
Keep the enemy off balance.
Maybe I'll go back to Relentless Assault after this, because the Thunder Arrow will do some good damage to him as well. So, yeah, no, I think we should get him, honestly. It'll be a little close, but no, never mind, it won't be close. I guess it was a little close, wasn't it? That Decepticell helped out quite a bit, though. Was it worth it to use it when I've only got 2 left? I don't know, but I do have a doctor's code, so that'll help me later on. Alright, if this isn't the item I'm looking for, that means that I missed it somewhere. No, that's what I'm looking for. The Pandoran Spear. It is the Belladonna Wand, except it's for Fang, basically. Now, the thing about these is that, like I said, there's 2 different abilities. There's improved debuffing and improved debilitation. It's kind of a similar situation to the Vidofnir and the Spica Defenders for Hope and Saz, respectively, where improved debilitation only helps Fang inflict slow, curse, pain, fog, and daze, and the Belladonna Wand only helps Vanille inflict de-protect, de-shell, imperil, and poison. But I find that that's actually more useful for debuffs than it is for buffs. The buffs, it's like, okay, if I need to increase the duration, I'll just have more synergists in my party. I'll just do like a 3 synergist thing. That'll increase the duration. Sometimes you might not have, especially at this moment, you might not have more than 1 saboteur in your party. So it's worth it, I think, to get these debuffs to stick. Especially in certain cases where you'll really want to get Pain or Fog to stick. Otherwise, the enemies that you're fighting will be a massive pain in the ass. So. And then obviously you can stack on top of that having more saboteurs in the party, and then you're in great shape. Now, obviously the Bladed Lance is, well, just flat out better in terms of the stats for right now. Pandoran Spear focuses a little bit more on just getting the debilitations, but I mean, it lowers our strength and magic, so that increases our target time. So think of it, again, as me just giving myself a little bit of a crutch. I mean, obviously the effect on it is pretty strong, but in terms of strength and magic, think of it as a little bit of a crutch. Gonna take some NyQuil and pass out, feel weak, went on a bad YouTube tangent that's not going to help your sanity. Okay, yeah, definitely a good idea then. Get some sleep, feel a little bit better, hopefully soon. But yeah, have a good one, Marie. We'll see you on Friday. Oh. Is this our escort?
Get up. You're being moved.
Okay.
On your feet, scum. You too.
We have a plan. Sir, I know how to use your gun, so you give that to me. Oh, never mind. Nice work, Vanille. You finally got to shoot something.
All right, time to split. Not run. There's a difference.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Let's go.
See who we can find here. Are we swapping over to Saz and Vanille now so we can get them in with the party, or are they just going to kind of come around the corner and, oh, hey, guys. Oh, they got their equipment back at the very least. We had to find that shit in Final Fantasy XII.
To escape.
What? You'd rather die?
What?
Because that's got to scare you.
You'll never get to see Fang again if you die.
Scares me so much. I think I might die of fright.
But
So, I'll push myself to live even harder. I can just imagine Dodge laughing at me talking this nonsense.
well, you won't have to imagine it if you finish your focus and then wake up with him.
Right now, I'd do anything to see that smile. Stay positive, right?
I guess that's one way of looking at it. Vanille should have swapped to a gun at this point. Well, I mentioned it previously, but it seems like something where I said originally, I gave the game a lot of credit. I said, okay, so if Saz dies, then maybe it'll be like a situation in Final Fantasy V where he just inherits, or rather Vanille just inherits Saz's stuff. I think I was giving the game a little too much credit, but that's what my first thought was when the scene at the end of Chapter 8 happened. So she might have swapped to guns at that point, but then again, she might not have. So I don't know how long it's going to take us to find the other party, so I guess I'm just going to kind of operate off of the assumption that it's going to take a little while. So let's just set this stuff up. We won't have to do as much paradigm setup after we're done with this section, but just for now, while we're doing it, we might as well use it, you know. So, also, we've got a whole bunch of CP to burn through, so let's do that too. What was I working on with you? I don't remember. I think it was this. Yeah, just getting this topped off, I think, was the primary goal. What about this? This is higher up, so let's leave that. And this is also higher up, so did I get... Yeah, I got power chain over there, so that's what that is. Okay, I'll wait to move off of her, actually, off to her other thing, actually. This is a pretty good skill for him to get, Boon. So what this does is when you give the target a new status enhancement, so a new buff, it will actually maximize the duration of any old buffs that they already have. So like, for example, let's say I cast Haste and Vigilance on myself, and then later I'm like, oh, this enemy is weak to ice. Let's cast Enfrost. So as soon as I cast Enfrost later on, it will turn haste and vigilance back on, quote unquote. It'll basically behave as though we just cast them. That's the impression that I get anyway. I could be wrong about that, but that's the impression that I get about how it works. So it's pretty good. I think Hope gets it a little bit later, but Saz gets it now, so excuse me, let's grab it for him. And then let's just keep going, because we might as well at this point. We're already close enough to maximizing this roll. Although it looks like we've got a big branching path coming up here. No, it's just stats, okay. You don't have to get these branching paths, by the way. You can kind of just leave them alone and just kind of, you know, move on if you don't want them, but I don't know, sometimes they've got good stuff down them. Sometimes they're one of Fang's Sentinel branches where she just, you know, gets Vendetta or Entrench, which you don't want, though. So sometimes it's worth it to not go on those tangents. So I think I might be able to maximize this one for Vanille real quick. So just get this all done. Level 3 Saboteur. Every level that she gets will actually make it a little bit easier for her to inflict her debuffs as well, so that's not too bad for her. Where are we at here? Oh, this isn't even maxed out. Okay, well, let's max this out then while we're thinking about it. We get up here. Blizzard, Watera, Blizzara. Okay, Blizzard, Watera, and Blizzara. What about your medic? Anything interesting here? Oh, we haven't even touched this one, so let's finish this and get this up to speed first. I wonder if she gets Asuna up here, actually, because that would be worth it to raise if she gets Asuna here. Although, we might not get very far in here. We won't get there at all. Okay, renew. And raise. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping for Asuna, but since we don't have it there, then I guess that's fine. We don't have it, right? I just want to make sure. We do have Asuna. What the hell? Why weren't we getting cured before? I had her on medic. Maybe she was just busy using cure instead. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. Alright, anyway. We have access to everybody else's inventory, so if we wanted to have, you know, Saz and Vanille equip some stuff from everybody else's inventory, we could. But, yeah, I don't think that's particularly necessary. We just need to get the hell out of here, so that's the important thing. From the cargo access. Oh, look, and they've even got Flans in here instead of the normal enemies that we'd be fighting. The Flanators from Palom Polum and a Flan board. Actually, I think the Flanator is the one that does the curing, so it might be more worth it to kill him first. Also, because Saz has his 4th ATB bar now, he will do his whatchamacallit. He'll do his rifle attack. Like that. I just love hearing the sound effects for that part, though, me personally. Ow. Maybe I should have been focusing on this guy instead, even though he's getting rescued. Because then I can just kind of do this. And go from there. I don't know. I know it's not DPS efficient to do that, but I just can't help myself. Just watching him go... It just makes me so happy. And it's also actually faster than him using Ruin anyway, so...
Wisdom does come with age.
I'm surprised we got... Well, I guess we got a preemptive strike there, so that's probably why we got a 5-star, but... That was not particularly good. Oh, well.
Huh? What's that?
Probably the button for the gate. Yep. 1 Flanborg? Oh, I can handle 1 Flanborg. Especially if we get a preemptive. Alright, big guy. Let's see what you can do. Sorry, it still makes me so happy. It's one of the reasons why I like Saz as a commando. I like the way that he plays as a commando. He's got a lot of interesting toys to play with, especially like you take in combination his weapons and you know, his blitz being unique, all that stuff. It just gives him a lot of cool stuff to work with that makes him my favorite commando in the game. So
They always have to make these things more complicated than they need to be.
I mean, it wouldn't be an RPG if things weren't super complicated now, would it? Oh, great. Alright, well, guess that gives me an excuse to use Blitz. Oh, never mind, that only hits once, so... Oh, okay, he walked right into it. Good. I'll just wait and see if they walk into it again. Well, they're kind of bunching up, so that's probably worth my while then.
Watch and learn, kid.
Let her stagger him first. There we go. I don't know who you were trying to pacify there, sir, but it didn't really work. See, normally in a lot of Final Fantasies, these flans are more resistant to physical attacks than they are to magic. But I don't know, with Saz, I see his slow casting speed, and I'm like, I'm okay with taking an L in the DPS department if it means I can go, you know.
You should see your daddy now.
Kind of unfitting music for an escape sequence, though, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's because Saz has got a second wind or something, but, you know. Alright, what do we got in here? Flanborgs and a Flanitor, right? Yep. No surprise there. Alright, so Flanitors first. I'll use Ruin, see if it works better. I guess that's debatable. I mean, they're pretty easy to tame, these guys, because they don't have a very high stagger point, so...
You got this, Vanille. You see that coming?
Alright, back to this. I guess I could go Rav Sab and try to get that to work out for me. Maybe just do some flame strikes while Vanille stabilizes the gauge. Now, Flame Strike or any other elemental strike that Saz uses will not proc the rifle, unfortunately, which makes it strictly worse than it could have been, but, you know, it's fine. Strictly worse in an aesthetic sense. I'm just being facetious, basically, so... Now, that being said, though, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, because, as you can see, Saz continues to step backwards with every single flame strike. Well, not every one, but he'll basically do that behind the back shot every 3 attacks, which will allow him to continuously step back away from all of the problems of all the enemies attacking. And that's helpful, because it gets him away from, let's say, the Sentinel or something to that effect that you might be relying on to soak up damage. Then he won't get hit by AoEs or splash damage from anything else, so... not too bad. There's a royal armlet there. That is effectively like a black belt and a rune bracelet, I think, all in one. It will block both types of damage, although it's less than any dedicated one. So like the rune bracelet will block more magic and the black belt will block more physical. 2 Flanders? Alright. I guess if that's what you guys want to do. But yeah, so it'll block a little bit more. Really? You're gonna heal that guy? That seems like a stretch. Alright, anyway. You're rescuing, but are you rescuing the correct person here? I feel like that's not what you're doing. Okay, pacifying shock's a little bit of a pain. Maybe I'll switch over in just a second. The War and Peace. Let her heal us up a little bit while I stabilize the gauge. And then keep going. We're at yellow HP still, but it's fine. We'll be okay. I think. Switch over before we lose it. Never mind. I was gonna say we might lose that one, but that's okay. What did he do? Cure his D-Shell? Didn't he have D-Shell a minute ago? Or am I crazy? Maybe I was thinking of the Flanitor, actually. Okay, nice. And still eked out the 5-star. Not bad. More Vibrant Ooze. And now we get to see if they drop anything over here for me. I don't see any treasure chests, and I don't feel like farming because the enemies have respawned, so... Oh, there's a treasure chest. I'll take this. Thank you. Oh, more murky ooze. Great. Just what I need. But yeah, so if I go in here, I can actually show you for the Royal Armlet. I'm not going to use it because I'm not as big of a fan. I was originally going to use it because I was like, okay, well, there might be characters like Hope where I need him to have a bangle equipped in order to keep himself alive. So a Royal Armlet would be something he might consider because we're only going to have 3 accessory slots until the post-game. Then you get 4, but then I said, nah, I don't think I'll actually need that for him because I've got a different idea for a setup plan for him. So most likely it's just going to get sold. It sells for a pretty good chunk of money, though, so we'll have to keep that in mind when we get out of here. Which we're doing right now.
Code purple. I repeat, code purple. Security breach. All units on alert. Code purple.
Wouldn't it be like code yellow or something?
Could be Lucy.
Could be Fang.
Very possible.
Let's hurry.
Let's go get rescued.
No, not this time. For once in my life, I am going to save her.
Now you're talking like a hero.
Let's go.
Sounds like Snow's cheesy anime bullshit has gotten into your head. I'm sure that'll happen to everybody in the party by the time this is over with.
These colors. What's it mean?
That's what I mean right there. It's like a recurring joke throughout this chapter, and I'm not sure why they do it. It's like, is it supposed to be funny?
Who are they fighting?
Anil.
Probably. So I guess that means we need to hurry, huh? Thankfully it does in fact remember my paradigms, I think. Let me just check. Yes, it does. It does equip the top one, which is not what I want, but you know, at least it remembered them, so. Okay, we got a little bit of CP to burn through as well, but we're almost to where we need to be anyway. They're up there at the top of the crew corridor, so we shouldn't be too far away. Excuse me. And we've got a save point right here, so we'll just do it from here, you know. The CP we have to burn through, that is. Okay, so I think I was working on Ravager for you. Yes, I was. Okay, well, let's, 1,000, 2,000, 4. Okay, she won't quite get the roll level, but we can get the other 2 first. A little extra HP, never hurt nobody. And for you, looks like I was working on Ravager considering how close you are to everything else, so I guess we'll get the first 2 for you as well. Because that's probably, okay, yeah, it's 2,000, so we're definitely not getting that yet. I was working on Commando for you. Let's just work our way up. Can we? No, we can't get that one. 1,200. All right, that's fine. And then for you, we finished your Sentinel already, so we'll work on, I think we were working on Ravager. Yeah, we were, so let's just do that. Go work on getting you Arrow, I guess. We should be able to get it. Yep. I didn't bother checking because I was like, no, it's got to be the same price. Alright, I'm not going to refresh inventory like I did previously where I would go in and just categorize everything because, like, I mean, we're going to get the rest of them together anyway soon, so I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Hey, Metroid, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Just playing some Final Fantasy XIII here. Just wanted to pop in, say Marie had to go to sleep because she wasn't feeling well. Not sure if she told me. She mentioned it, actually, before she went to sleep, but I appreciate you coming in and letting me know. She'll be okay, just got a flu or something similar. Yeah, hopefully she'll be good. Let her know that if she wants to do something a little bit more natural, could always have half a dozen prunes, if she can get prunes, because prunes are high in copper content. And then if you take a 50 milligram zinc tablet with a heavy meal, so like your heaviest meal of the day, so anything that you actually have like meat in, obviously that would be the easiest way to do it, so your stomach doesn't bug you. That would probably be the way to go for me. Obviously, cold medicine and everything else will help in that department, but if you want to do it a little more naturally, that might be one way of doing it. It's not a catch-all, but it might help. Alright, don't need the bladed lance anymore. Guess we can sell this for a cool 20k right away, though. So that's not bad. And then we got some credit and incentive chips, so let's just get rid of these real quick. Oops. There we go. Don't want to accidentally sell my Radochrosite while I'm at it, though. But we are building our money up pretty good, so... Don't think we're going to need to do any grinding for it. Probably not necessary. Mention that to her when she wakes up, if she still feels sick when she wakes up. Yeah, and it's possible it's just like a 24-hour thing, so she might just, you know, pop right back, spring right back into action. Hopefully, because it would be a lot less fun to be sick for a while, so. Just trying to think if I want to fight all the enemies in here, because they're all going to respawn anyway if I bother with it. I mean, I guess a preemptive strike will definitely help me out with it, so. Stagger as many of them as I can. Okay, the other one's staggered, that's good. Let's go aggression, get as much damage off as we can. Because this one's got a nice and quick stagger bar because we did it with a Ravager. But we got him, so that's the important part. Probably caught it from you. You've been sick since Thursday? Oh boy. Well, hopefully you feel better as well. No fun when you know, feel like you gave it to somebody, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. And if you end up getting sick, oh great, there's a scale beast. If you end up getting sick, it's just kind of your body's way of getting over that stuff, so you're less likely to get it later, you know what I mean? So. Probably cast Libra on the Scale Beast, honestly, but I can do it after. That's fine. See how much Photon Burst does while he's trying to launch it out at me. Yeah, that's reasonably large amount of damage, but I think we'll be okay. I'll switch over after this, maybe. I'll do like a... I've got ComSend meds still. I don't think I switched that roll so that we would have 2 ComSend meds, but... oh well. Scale Beast seems pretty passive, though. Or Thermodon, I guess. Resistant to a whole bunch of stuff, so that's fine. Let's do this, actually, so we can get a little bit of healing going. After I eat the ground real quick. Alright, back to this. Any weaknesses we've seen there? No. Exceptionally high HP. Yeah, no kidding. And unfortunately, I don't think we can fix that with Odin, because he has to be underneath a certain amount of HP in order for Odin to have any effect on that, but... I guess it looks like we're doing pretty good with them at the moment. For now, anyway. Let's do that. I think we've got our ruins stocked, yeah. We can just kind of do this for a little bit. There we go. Got him in one. Sometimes you just gotta wait it out. Yeah, that's all you can do. Probably gonna head to bed yourself. Hope you have a good night. Thanks, Metroid. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good night as well, and I hope you both feel better. I'll be off of this in about 15 minutes myself anyway, so. But yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one. Let's see what we got in here. A white cape. I think that's fog resistance, I want to say. Could be wrong about that, but... okay, maybe we go to the inside now, just so I can check around the inside rings before I go. Because there's going to be a chest over on the other side of this, too. So maybe instead of dealing with these Orions, I just go to the inside here. Or not Orions, Vikings, excuse me. I mean, it means go for us, so... I wonder if there's any enemies on the inside here. Yeah, just a scale beast, it looks like. Alright, that's fine. Let's just give the lizard guy a second, see if he, okay, turns on me. That's fine. You can just head on out there, sir. I'll go over here instead. Get a preemptive strike on these ladies. That'll help a little bit. And actually, I'm going to go straight to aggression so I can see if I can, like, stabilize the gauge on the other one. Okay, there we go. While Fang takes care of the first one over there. I might actually swap, though, honestly, so I can kind of work on one at a time here. I feel like that would go better. Did we get the other one? I think we might have. No, she's still around. That's fine. We'll get her in a minute. I hope you're not superstitious, Psycom Huntress. My HP being at this value could be bad for me, but it could be just as bad for you. Alright, there we go.
As if there was any doubt.
Hope we do too, believe me. Yeah, you guys will be fine. Just a little bit of sickness. Just, you know, drink plenty of fluids and you'll be good. I trust. Yeah, I guess we could fight every single battle in here, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if I feel like it, you know? It would be worth it for the CP, but clearing out all these enemies just kind of makes me feel like it's not really something that I feel specifically like I need to do, you know? Delta attack looks like a good thing to have around here, though. So let's just do that. Get some extra Ravage and Blitz going. These Vespid soldiers I don't think are going to take too much punishment before they go down. So.
Change of plan. Thanks.
I don't know if switching that's a good idea, but... Who used Aeroga? Oh, the Vespid soldier did. Yeah, Aeroga's pretty good at AoEing enemies down, so it's just a shame that they're using it on us rather than us using it on them, but, you know. It's a good reason to take care of these guys as quick as you can, because as you can see, with them continuously doing this, it's making it a little hard for me to stay above board here. Okay, I'm just going to do this now. Getting a little hectic, but it should be okay. Okay, we got the Vespid soldiers, so that's the important part. Let's switch, actually. Oh, that guy was almost at his at the top of his gauge. I think we got all the Vespids now as well, so that's helpful. Oh, my skills are all over the place now that I got Watera. It's unfortunate that they don't, like, stick the level 1 skills at the top. They just stick, like, all the ones that are the same name right next to each other. I think I'd prefer it if the level 1 skills were all at the top, and then the level 2 skills were below that, and then the level 3 skills below that, but, I mean, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Okay, pain dampener. Where are we anyway, exactly? Rotary shaft. I think I'm looking for something here, actually. Yeah, there's a chest in here with a Redocrosite in it. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily need it because, like, I got one for free, but it's probably right there in the very center of the area, so it probably won't be too hard to get to. It's probably a fight with Scale Beast and Vespid soldiers, and that just makes me unhappy just thinking about it, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Are all three of you guys in the same fight? Because I am not dealing with all three of you in the same... Oh yeah, they're all in the same fight. Nope. Bye. I am leaving. So definitely going in this way was not a good idea because now they're all on top of me, but you know, we can probably just avoid a little bit. Fight you guys instead. Get the preemptive while we're at it as well. 'Cause why not? Gonna say Thing whenever you're ready to get your turn there so you can start getting your stuff together. Oh, okay, I guess I could just go straight down the left side and that'll let me get all those level 1 skills still. Wonder if we'll be out of the siren in the background anytime soon, or if it's going to be there the whole chapter. That'd be unfortunate if it was there the whole chapter, but whatever. Make it work, I guess. There's a perfect conductor. Probably better than the superconductor. I got a preemptive there on him. Nice. That's it. Stand right next to each other so we can get you both staggered at the same time. Quickly before we lose the stagger on that guy. Okay, we lost the stagger on this guy, but that's okay. Let's see. Okay, he's just immune to arrows, so that last one's not going to do anything for me. Cyclone? Well, that sounds terrifying. Doesn't seem to do anything, though, unless we just interrupted him from using it, which is possible. Not a whole ton of the lower-end soldiers here, though, which makes it a little tough to do anything here where it's like, oh yeah, I can get a whole bunch of credit and incentive chips out of this. So there's the Radochrosite that I was looking for. So now we can probably just proceed. What's the easiest way to do that? I could go through these huntresses. What's over here? A scale beast. I'll go through the scale beast. It's fine. Sorry, big guy. I would much rather get the preemptive on you than trying to deal with all your HP. Anything? No, he's just resistant to everything, so. Alright, we'll build the gauge a little bit more, and then we'll go aggression, I think. 1, 2. Go from there. No, we won't get him in 1. That's unfortunate. Okay, back to Relentless Assault then, it is. Isn't rebuilding his little shell yet, so that's nice, I guess. But he still seems pretty resistant to stuff, so. Maybe once he loses a shell, he can't use Photon Burst anymore? Oh, there's the Carapace again. Well, he restored it a little late because he's about to lose it again, yeah. Sir, you're gonna lose it all. And I didn't even have to use Session on you. I think that was the name of the... It was the name of the first attack in that Limit Break in Kingdom Hearts 2, but I don't remember if that was the actual name of the whole thing or if there was more to it than that. Oh, there's an Iron Shell as well. Don't think that's particularly necessary, but it's there. I just don't feel like fighting the Huntresses again, if I'm honest. Although maybe by the time we're all done getting through this area, we'll probably have gotten like most of the whatchamacallits. 3 of these guys again. Yep. Just saw them all in battle formation back there. But getting a preemptive strike might help a little bit with getting rid of at least one of them before problems start to arise. So. I probably could also do some Delta attack, honestly, but let's try to get rid of this guy first before we do anything like that. So. Actually, I think he's going to be immune to one of those, yeah. Let's see, which one's he immune to? Fire. Okay, got it. Underwater it is. Alright, Delta attack so we can build his gauge up a little bit. Again. I just don't feel like fighting this fight because it's going to take like 5 friggin' minutes to do it. That's the problem, right? Alright, well, she's got, I think, all of them at this point, so... And I'm moving myself away from the whole bullshit that's going on over there, so that's helpful. Can I, like, Quake these guys? Do I have Quake yet? I do have Quake. Okay, well, I'm going to use it real quick, and then we'll... That'll build the gauge for them a little bit, and then we can move up from there. Basically, what that does is it stabilizes the gauge a smidge, which will help a little bit with keeping things from going sideways very quickly, like they are currently. Lightning, I need you to cast faster, please. There we go. Let's top Pulp off here. And then we'll go back to Delta attacks before this guy's thing goes down too much. Yeah, Quake just stabilizes the gauge pretty nicely for you. For 1 TP, it effectively gives you the maximum amount of stagger time to work with, so... Like when you come out of it and get into a stagger with the enemy, so... Off to this. Get rid of this guy, and then we can go back after that. Although if the gauge resets, I think that gets rid of any stabilization that you had previously. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what it does. So like if it goes back down to the 100% and the gauge goes all the way down, you end up with less than you would have had. Actually, maybe Solidarity would be better in this case. Try to grab that one for me, Fang, before I go to Delta attack so we can get everybody in formation here. I don't plan on using Quake very often, but you know, sometimes it can come in handy. Gauge is pretty stable at the moment, so that should help a little bit. I think I'm going to switch to Relentless and just go nuts at this point, though, because we should be able to stagger him pretty quickly after this. So even though Fang is currently taking a bit of damage, a bit of pain. Not a bit of fog, though, thankfully. I think I can switch now and get a full bar. Yeah. Can't aggression at the moment because then Fang would focus on the other Viking and we don't want that, so we'll just refresh. Probably won't get this guy in one stagger though as a result of us not being able to swap. Especially since this guy is now looking directly at me, so he's definitely going to interrupt a few of my attacks, which is not so good. Okay, got him. Good. Actually, let's go Solidarity instead of that, so we can just stabilize the gauge a little bit while Hope gets us topped off. And then once we're done with that, we can go back to Relentless Assault and go from there. Where do you think you're going?
Time for another approach.
It's funny because this fight almost feels like a mini boss for how long it takes to get through it. I don't know if we're quite high enough to get aggression to kill him, but we'll do 2 rounds of this, and then if we have to, we'll go back to Relentless Assault just to refresh. Let Fang do all of her attacks there, so that when she comes back down, she can just instantly do it again. And then if we go quickly over to whatchamacallit in a second, I think we should be able to do... maybe not. Well, maybe. No, I don't think we'll get it. Okay, we got it. Good. Oh, you know, she probably used Smite just there, and that's probably why we got it, because Smite does a lot of damage, so that can help us out quite a bit in terms of just managing to finish them off at the end there. So, Alright, but we got all the unique enemies here, so let's get the hell out of this section and go take care of Saz and Vanille. Finding them, that is. Not going to take care of them like the soldiers were hoping to, but I wouldn't want that to happen.
Colonel, we've lost the intruders. That means we're code yellow. No, wait. Code blue?
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
Orange. That would mean...
you've had 400 years to figure this shit out. What do you mean you don't know what code it is?
No. Damn the sea.
Intruders located. They're on the weather deck, starboard side.
Make it rain.
Who just says that when they're pissed off?
Times demand flexibility. Code white.
Okay, what's code white? That doesn't look like code white. That looks like code purple is having a glitch. And also, why did nobody react when he said code white? Probably not good, considering it's burning up like that.
How is that? What's going on?
Probably just all the infiltration units, but I guess we're back with Saz and Vanille again. Let's hope that the party can reunite with each other, despite the fact that we still seem to be on opposite sides of the ship. Hopefully, soon enough, everyone will be back together, and then we can all make our way, hopefully, off of the ship, because I don't really see the point in going to the engine room. Why would we? I mean, I guess we would do that to try to tell the Primarch not to trust the Fal'Cie anymore. Something tells me that's probably not going to work out. On the next episode of, Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably, if I remember to do it, I'll probably do the Crystarium for Saz and Vanille after this, because we probably got a bit of CP to burn through, don't we? Yeah, well, 4,500, 5,000, so that's a little bit. And let me do this before I forget about it as well, so that way I don't start on dual casting. God forbid would be able to chain a damn thing. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. Excuse me again, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. Sorry. I tried something new today. Apparently you get more omegas out of flax seeds if you grind them up first, so I ground them up, and I ate them, and my system might be like, what is this foreign material that you have stuck in me, even though we've already had it in there before this. Oh well.